Hello and welcome to Viking Park in Erindale. It's grand final day of the Griffin Legal John I. Dent Cup 2018 season. It's Brett McKay with you for Bar TV Sports, and we're here for the Hans Superdry grand final between the Canberra Royals and the Tuggeranong Vikings. I'll be with Ryan Murphy for the pre-game in just a few moments, and we'll get into that very soon. But first, let's have a quick word with the two coaches. Well, Nick Scrivener, what did Tuggeranong learn from a big preliminary final win last weekend?
Oh, just the big games are won with intensity and just making smart decisions. You take the emotion out of it and just play good footy. So I thought we played quite well last week. This week's a different challenge.
Do you start favourites today?
Oh, I don't think so. No, they've beaten us a few times this year, but they've all been tight games. We've played them quite a few times, so they're pretty evenly matched, I reckon.
It's a bit overcast at the moment. We've had showers through South Canberra here this morning. What's a bit of rain this afternoon going to do for your game plan?
Oh, it's not going to change it too much. We sort of knew it was going to be pretty scrappy, and the conditions are just like last week, so we handled those pretty well last week, so hopefully we'll do the same this week.
And where do you get it done? How do you knock Royals off today?
Nothing particular. You've just got to be solid across the park and make good decisions and keep the pressure on.
Best of luck today, and good luck for the rest of the game.
Great, thank you.
Well, Wayne Southwell, Royals through with a week off. A good time of year to have a week off?
Certainly was. I think we needed it. That was game number 6, so pretty tough. Yeah, so it's just great to be there. Then you can just relax that little bit, and certainly the pressure's off. Yeah, it's good.
I asked Nick Scrivener the same question. Do you guys start as favourites?
I think they'd have to be favourites, mate, according to all reports. No, they would be. They finished at the minor premiers, and what's gone before doesn't really matter. They finished first, and right, they'd be rightfully favourites to win, I would say.
How's your build-up been this week, coming off the weekend off?
It's been a great week, really. Look, honestly, the guys were up for it on Tuesday. That little break was great, and then Thursday was just short and sharp. And it's just about enjoying the excitement of the week, and certainly the build-up to this today. And they've had a good week, and they're feeling really good. So, yeah, I'm all set for a good game. It'll be good.
Does the major semi-final win give you a bit of confidence knowing that you can grind this out if you need to?
Look, there's a lot of experienced guys there, and we've played well in those big matches. So, it's a matter of getting it right again today, which is always a little bit iffy. But we'll know in the first few minutes, I guess. And no matter what happens, I know they're going to give it their best, and that's really all you can do. Is the outcome will look after itself. But as long as we play well, then we'll be happy. Yeah.
Thanks very much for your time pre-game. Best of luck today.
Thanks very much, mate. Tough. Thanks.
Yes, the thoughts of both coaches, Nick Scrivener from Tuggeranong and Wayne Southwell, the Canberra Royals coach, as I welcome Ryan Murphy into the pre-game with us, mate. And we've had some cracking rugby already here on Grand Final Day.
Yeah, two dominant performances by Tuggeranong Vikings and Colts, and then Queanbeyan Whites in second grade. And then in the lower grades, I believe it was Adfa getting after the buzzer win in third grade.
It was a great day for the military today. I'll go through those scores while you bring them up. In Div 1 second grade, RMC beat Tuggeranong 24-17. In Div 1 first grade, Adfa scored a try on full time to win 19-17 over Tuggeranong. In Colts, it was the Vikings 29 beat Queanbeyan 12. In second grade, as you possibly will just been watching us, it was Queanbeyan well too good for Tuggeranong 37-8. And in the women's grand final as well, I can tell you Tuggeranong have beaten Uni North 32 points to 8. So we've had it everything today.
We've had sunshine, rain, tries, red cards. We've had the lot, and it's all just been a slow build to now, the big one.
Yeah, we've had upsets, we've had boilovers, and we've had a few results go the way we thought we would too. So it's been fantastic. Royals and Tuggeranong, Ryan, it's the reason we're here. It's the reason that we've got sunshine out. We can see a fantastic contingent of Royal supporters down there on the southern end of Viking Park. We can see the Vikings crew building up on both sides. They're definitely underneath us in the grandstand. The Royals crowd have really come out in the last 20 minutes since the sun's come out again, which has been great to see.
They have the old hashtag Fill the Hill has been going on social media all week, and it's working. They're here for a back-to-back. They know what it means to win this game, and they know what it might be like tonight if they do get that back-to-back. So support plays a part on these big days. You know, you feel the energy and you feel the support when times get tough,
Yeah.
and they will get tough at times today.
You mentioned social media. I've noticed this week that Royals have just been referring to Erindale enclosed. They haven't been using the term Viking Park, which I love.
Brilliant.
It's just another ground. It's just another football ground, and that's fantastic. I love the mind games have started. The two teams. I mean, as we know, the Vikings, or Royals first, had that really tough, clinical 26-20 win in the major semi here 2 weeks ago. They look really, really good in getting that done.
They just look clinical. They
Yeah.
just look professional. They look like an outfit that had played rugby together and won together, as they have. And when they had opportunities, they took them. That was the difference on that day. Vikings had equally as many opportunities for me on that day. They just didn't take them,
Yeah.
and Royals were clinical.
Conversely, last week in the preliminary final, that was Vikings at their absolute clinical best, weren't they? 57-7 winners over Gungahl in the preliminary final.
I described it in the week as brutality, and that's what it was. It was taking absolutely nothing and giving no punches at every opportunity when they could. They struck last week, and they were absolutely incredible against Gungahl. Setting up this game now, having had to maybe go through some tough times, Vikings coming into this game with confidence, feeling like we're going to right the wrongs of that major semi-final, while Royals, with having got the better of the results this season, knowing that they can beat this Viking side.
Well, the sun's out here at Viking Park at the moment, which is not something we've been able to say throughout the day. Grand final day, you can see the big Royals contingent coming onto the field here to form their guard of honour for their team to run out. The Bureau have met radar right at this very point in time. Ryan says there's a little bit of scattered showers around us here in the Tuggeranong Valley, so if we do get a little bit of rain, hopefully it's short-lived today.
Yeah, please God, we want these teams to just come out and play the rugby that they know we can.
Let's go through these two teams. For Royals up front, it's Joel Penders and Sione Mao, the props, with Sione Lolohea, the hooker. Sam Carter and Nathan Selwood, the second rowers. The back row, Will Morrison, Luke Kimber and Richie Mariota. Pedro Orlando and James Bodman are the halves for Royals. Ben Johnson will be the Royals captain on the left wing, with Seth going on the right. In the centres, it's Matt Cole and Lalsi Taliauli and Annie Muirhead at fullback. They're an unchanged side from the major semi-final from 2 weeks ago, Ryan.
Absolutely, and just quality throughout. Penders and Mao were outstanding. Lolohea, excellent in the previous outing against the Vikings. Selwood and Carter were two of the best. Will Morrison won the man of the match. Was backed up by Luke Kimber. Just the quality. Rolando, Johnston, Cole, Taliauli, Going, Muirhead. It's about quality, and these are guys that just know each other intrinsically, know what they want to do, and they are a unit, this 15.
And know how to get the job done. And congrats to Sione Lolohea, was named in the Griffin Legal John Dent Cup Team of the Year as the starting hooker. Will Morrison was named at lock, and Pedro Rolando was named as the replacement halfback on the bench. Pedro Rolando as well, we should mention, won the Gus Valance Memorial Trophy during the week for the leading point scorer in the John Dent Cup. Did it by a point.
1 point in
over
the final
Brendan
round.
Tawiki in the final round, yeah. The Vikings side, Sione Towler and Liam McGrath, the front rowers. Michael Henry, the hooker. Darcy Swain and Callum Smith, the locks. And Michael Oakman Hunt, Luke Gersakowski and Ben Hine, their back row. Ryan Lonigan and Noah Alessio are the halves. JP Meinhardt and Andrew Robinson on the wings. Jordan Jackson Hope and Len Ikitau on the centres. And Brendan Tawiki, the leading point scorer of 2018 at fullback. Again, that's an unchanged side from their preliminary final, and that's the way you'd want to come into a grand final.
Yeah, it's a crazy outfit when you look at it like that. It's just a beautiful balance of talents and experience. Sione Taylor and Liam McGrath, Michael Henry, experienced campaigners in the front row, backed up then by just precocious talents in Darcy Swain and Callum Smith. Luke Gersakowski and Michael Oakman Hunt blending. It's all about that stuff. Ryan Lonigan, Noel Alessio, Lenny Ikitau. Lots of talent. Just can't wait to get out onto the park. But then Andrew Robinson in there, JP Meinhardt, experienced heads. That's why this team is so good. They've just got weapons everywhere.
And again, Sione Towler was named in the Team of the Year loose head. Angus Wagner, not playing today, was named a tight head. Noel Alessio and Jordan Jackson Hope were actually the centre pairing, outside and inside centre, respectively. Brendan Tawiki has had a wonderful year. He was the fullback and the John Hunter Memorial Trophy winner as the leading try scorer for the competition. 16 tries from 13 matches, and he scored 3 more in the final since then as well. And Michael Henry was named the reserve hooker. Michael Oakman Hunt in the back row as well. So plenty of experience, plenty of guys in form. And I've got to say, Ryan, as it's forming there in front of us, plenty of length on this Royals Guard of Honour right here. It's stretching from the southwestern corner here at Viking Park to well out past the post. There must be
keep going.
There must be
as well.
300 people out there. That is absolutely incredible. Wonderful to see. The Vikings contingent is starting to get out there as well, and I'll have their banner out there ready to go. It's been, as we say, it's been a wonderful grand final day already. This build-up has been great.
Just when you look at that, you realise why these days are important, why this level of rugby is important, that this is not Super Rugby and it's not Test football like we'll enjoy tonight.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it's less. It often means it's
It
more.
means just as much, doesn't it? Yeah.
You look at those people out there. These clubs mean more to them than just the football played. It's about their identity, and being out on the ground, being able to cheer on these guys, they'll feel part of it as well. And as you run through that tunnel as a player, there's nothing like it.
Yeah,
when you might catch a glimpse of a face of a friend, maybe your best friend. You might just catch a glimpse, and you just say, "All right, I'll do it for him. I'll give a bit of extra for these guys," And that's what it's about. It's about more than just the 80 minutes on the park. But at the end of the day, the top two sides in the comp, it's going to be about the football and two contrasting teams as well, Brett.
Yeah, very much so.
A team that might systematically beat you up like Royals versus a team like Vikings that can just hurt you from anywhere, as they did Gungahlin last week.
Yeah, no, quite true. I very deliberately asked both coaches who starts favourites in the pre-game, and they both said they do.
Well, it's the truth. I mean, you could name either. As see Ben Johnston.
Ben Johnston
striding
leads
out.
this Royals team out. Listen to that noise.
He certainly won't be afraid of today. Look at the smile on his face.
No, they're up for that.
Luke Kimber the same. All of these Royals players, they know what it's like to be here.
Sam Carter's played Rugby World Cups, and he's just as keen for this one as a Super Rugby final.
I'd love to know the nerve. He must be as nervous because there's different expectations on him as well. He did play in this final last year, of course, off the bench.
And
played
was a
lot of
bit
football.
sheepish coming
He
into
was.
the final last year, but this year it's a bit different for him, and he's really been looking forward to this, as we see the Vikings being led out by their young lock Callum Smith, who's been wonderful this year. We listen to the Vikings crowd. Fantastic noise here at Viking Park already. Thanks for joining us wherever you are, joining us on the Bar TV coverage, on the Brumbies Rugby Facebook page, through Bar TV online as well. Looking back through some of the comments we've had this year, and they've been coming in from thick and fast, from all over Australia, from all over the world. I've seen South America, I've seen Romania and Latvia mentioned in comments. We've been getting them from everywhere this year. It's been fantastic to bring you the action each and every week. And this grand final, we're just about ready to go.
We've been building towards it since round one here, Brett. It seemed like they're on a collision course, and in its 80th year, it just seems fitting that these two sides meet for the grand final.
Yeah, first and second on the table. Mighty Premiers Tuggeranong will run from right to left as you see it. They'll run from the southern end, the Vikings. Royals will start us off. Pedro Orlando has the ball there in midfield. They'll run from left to right. And we're just waiting on our referee, who is James Morris, today in his 201st game as a referee. Brought up his 200th last weekend in the preliminary final, and our congratulations to James. But if someone's seen him, if they could just point him towards the middle of the field, we'll be underway.
Well, I'm sure he would have liked to have been the furthest thing from any sort of headline the opening part of this game, but as it is, we're waiting on him. But it's so interesting now. A game of football is more than points and tries. There's guys out there who are definitely nervous. They have to be. And now they're being forced to wait and stare down their opposite man.
Helping, will it?
No. Just, it's interesting to watch guys, how they deal with this kind of thing. Some guys taking on some water, having a chat. Plenty of them Royals guys just staring at their opposite man.
The Royals had been holding their line, but a few of them are just sort of breaking to get a drink here now. Tuggeranong had a trainer on. James Morris is just making his way out here now. He must have missed the referee's 5-minute warning.
Possibly. Doesn't he call them out?
Well, you would think so. So James Morris has us in the middle of Viking Park here. Just checking with both teams. And we'll be underway in the Hahn Superdry Grand Final. Pedro Rolando gets us underway, and he brings us straight down. Ben Hine claims this just outside his 22, about 15 minutes in from touch. Lonergan gets this ball out to Lalesio, and they're running it off their own 22 through Michael Henry, the Vikings. They get the ball kicked back here now for Lalesio, and it's been charged down by Sam Carter. Can he win the race to the ball? I think Lonergan's there first. James Morris just walking over to have a discussion with Sarah Corrigan, his assistant referee. And what's the call here? Royals are claiming a try. Certainly the Royals crowd are claiming a try. We're going to come out for a 22 restart. I thought Lonergan won that race fairly well.
Yeah, so did I, and I think Sam Carter just possibly tried to play act a little bit of a...
Why wouldn't you?
You would do. But just interesting there. Nola Alessio, a young guy in a grand final like this, he would not want that kind of start.
He goes long from the restart, and Ben Johnson takes this inside Royals half. He goes wide through Muirhead and Kimber, and now Rolando has it. He puts this up in midfield. It's the good chase coming through. Lalesio doesn't get a clean jump on it, and taken strongly there by Matt Cole on the 10-metre line in centre field. Luke Kimber has his hand on the ball, and they win the turnover here, Royals. Well, what do, Lee? We know about Pedro Rolando's range here. We know he's kicked them from this spot in the last 2 weeks, and straight away he points to the posts.
I think a Vikings player could have pointed to the post there. They know exactly what's coming. This is how Royals beat you up.
Ben Johnson just gives James Morris the confirmation there.
Absolutely.
Pedro Rolando
Morris might
said.
have even known himself, but no, Lalesio again, we said it just before. Nerves potentially creeping in. It was a superb bomb from Orlando, put him under bags of pressure, just couldn't take it.
Again, I noticed straight off the boot that wind blowing from the southern end today. It's going to be. We know it swirls around here a little bit at Viking Park, but that kick of Rolando's definitely held up in the wind a little bit, and no doubt that's what played a role in Lalesio not getting a clear take on it. But Rolando, he's got this kick from 40 metres out, straight in front of the posts for the first points of the Hahn Superdry Grand Final. He's hit it well. It's kept it down, and the reaction from the hill and the flags up tell you that he's kicked it. Royals 3 lead Vikings 0 after 3 minutes of play.
Almost the perfect start for the Royals. It's exactly what they would have wanted. To get in the minds of the Vikings, get them on the back foot and add some points to boot. From the boot of Pedro Rolando, their maestro. Great start for the Canberra Royals, looking for back-to-back premierships here today.
Back underway, and Kimber has it. He's brought down just outside his 22, but pretty well in front of his post. Ball goes back to Johnson, who doesn't kick, goes for a run. The Royals captain, this is Jamie Bodman now, trying to work their way out of their own half, their own 22 area, Royals. This is Sione Lolohea, as we mentioned, the hooker in the Griffin Legal John Ident Cup Team of the Year this year, and he's had a wonderful campaign. This is Cole, and Johnson does get that kick away. It's a grubber kick deep down to Brendan Tawiki, who takes it with plenty of time. He passes infield to Lalesio, who gets a kick downfield. Again, Mariota has this with plenty of time. Rolando, what's he going to do here? He runs and comes wide now to Seth Going, who has plenty of speed. Finds Talia Uli in a pass that Ryan... Well, it'd be fine in the NFL, but we can't really have that in rugby.
Yeah, definitely drifted forward there, but like to see the way Royals looking to counter-attack out of their own 22. If the kick isn't on in perfect fashion, they back themselves. Ben Johnson on a number of occasions there. Matt Cole as well. No fear from this Royals side.
No, certainly not. So our first scrum of the day is going to be around about 5 metres in from touch, and about 7 or 8 metres inside Royals half.
Royals were forced to dig in at times in that major semi-final at scrum time. Sione Mao doing a great job, but Liam McGrath coming in for Vikings. Wonder how much that might change things.
Michael Henry just popped straight up there. He's not entirely happy with how things are going. Great to see Viking Park bathed in sunshine once again, as we've mentioned in the pre-game. We weren't 100% sure, particularly in the last 4 or 5 minutes in second grade when the rain absolutely bucketed down there for a bit. We weren't entirely confident we would have a dry start to first grade, but here we are. The shadows are plenty, and it's great to see. Scrum, both packs going down though.
Yeah, I like the decision just to get a reset there, but it was definitely Sione Mao causing the collapse. Look for Sione just to dig in here. Royals aren't going to win much at scrum time. That won't be where they're putting all their chips into the basket, you know what I mean? They're just going to want to dig in and get this ball out. As we said before, he did an absolute superb job in the major semi at scrum time.
Lonergan feeds for the Vikings. It's a good shove from Royals, it's got to be said. Alessio has this and he goes wide through Ikitau. Has JP Minart, he's outside, doesn't use him. Lonergan keeps going far side through Alessio. Gets a little kick in, but again it's come off a Royals foot and it's into touch there on the far side.
Plenty of endeavour from Vikings and Alessio, but again, these things must be creeping into his mind now on 3 occasions. Everything he's trying not coming to good. So, but they do get the line out, and it's a great attacking platform. Like to see Lenny Ikitau have a big game today. Since signing his contract with the Brumbies, he's just grown.
They go short at the front through Darcy Swain. They're the Vikings. Lonergan has this, finds Callum Smith. And he's brought down. Oh, Sione Mao just monsters him. Brings him back 2 metres. This is Jackson Hope now in centre field. He had Ben Hine with him, who did overrun him slightly. This is Lalesio. Finds Tawiki, who has been incredibly dangerous this year for the Vikings. 19 tries throughout this season. This is Swain, gets a little short ball there to Grzikowski. They're about 15 out now, the Vikings, as they build this. Hine hits this at plenty of speed. The Vikings looking for quick ball. Lonergan has this now. They go wide through Alessio. He goes through Jordan Jackson Hope, who's in a bit of a space. And JP Minehart, is it? It's Andrew Robinson in the corner for the first try of the grand final. Great hands, Ryan, from the Vikings.
Just sharp, Brett. Just sharp. And when they got motoring, it was Ben Hine who started it. Started a run from about 20 metres away, and he hit the line at full tilt. And then it was all about Noel Alessio. Brilliant. As we'll see in the replay, he just picked his perfect pass to Jordan Jackson Hope, and how about the finishing pill from Jackson Hope?
Jackson Hope was in space as soon as he got that ball. Nearly could have gone himself in the end. He
probably could have. Yeah.
He had Ikitau and Robinson outside him, and as I mentioned, Brendan Tawiki on the inside as well. So that run of Hines was incredible.
Absolutely
got them on the
superb.
front foot straight away.
Just the difference between that and what we saw in the major semi, Brett.
Absolutely.
Pure direct football, and then the width. We saw they had the width in the major without any of the direct football. They get the go forward, and then they play to space, and it's absolutely perfect with Lalesio, Hope and Robinson back in the squad, as we've said in the previous 3 weeks now. Amazing story for him to score in the grand final.
So Lonergan's conversion from just outside the 22. Hit it pretty well. Assistant referees unmoved. Flags are up. Tuggeranong jump out to a 7-3 lead in the Hahn Superdry Grand Final. We've had 8.5 minutes played down here at Viking Park. And that's a good response to those early points from Royals.
Absolutely, great response. And that'll fill them with confidence, knowing that if they can get into the good positions, they have the weapons to strike and to score.
Orlando gets us underway, and it's that man Ben Hine who brings it away for Royals. Ball's gone forward, I'm sure. Just snuck out the side of the ruck, didn't it?
Just a little knock on from Ben Hine, and unlucky there, and Royals will have a chance to attack. Just interested to see off first phase in that major semi. They were pretty limited, Royals. It was one of the areas where I thought they actually struggled, with Bodman not having played a lot of football at 10. It's a different game off first phase. It's you versus one versus your opposite man.
The keys in this are going to be Talia early at outside centre, and Muirhead just on his inside there. Muirhead's just out of shot as you see it there currently, but look for Talia early in the outside channel.
Ben Johnson lurking as well, just behind that fly half.
Good scrum for Royals. Mariota has this, finds Rolando. Bodman takes it to the line, goes to Johnson on an inside ball, brought down on the 22 now. Rolando keeps coming the short side through Talia early. And he's inside the Tuggeranong 22 here now. Sione Mao picks up and finds 6 or 7 metres off the back here. They're getting quick ball now, Royals. This is Lolohea with his front row partner Penders there behind him. Rolando fires to the Vikings club side through Bodman. Cole has this now. He's drifting, steps off his left. Brought down nicely there by Liam McGrath it was. Morrison has this for Royals and he's belted. A great tackle there by Ben Hine. This is Luke Kimber now. And they're starting to build the phases here again, Royals. Not coming quickly though, it's got to be said. This is Carter. Runs into Sione Towler. This is Bodman with a wide pass there from Rolando. He's held up initially. They've lost 10 metres in all this now, Royals. And they'll go back into their pick and drive through Richie Mariotta. Ball spills out the back. Tuggeranong have this. This is Lonergan getting a kick away. And he's taken it back in and kicked it out in the full. So this will be a Royals line out.
Yeah, they get away
just
with one
inside
there.
the 22. They do get away with one.
Liam McGrath just with the strip in the tackle. Really good work from the tight head coming into this side late in the season for the replacement for Wagner. Just thought when Sione Mao made that pick and drive that Royals needed to hammer that point of contact. Went wide too early.
Oh, Sam Carter's completely missed the jump there, and so Tuggeranong have this through Darcy Swain. Set piece not quite working for Royals at the moment. Lonergan gets his kick away from the base of that ruck. Johnson has this well covered. He throws pass infield to Muirhead, and he looks for space on centre field on the halfway line. Finds Seth Going, who gets a pass straight away inside to Talia Uli, who finds Going. Tuiki charges Going's kick down. And Royals will have another line out. 10 metres inside the Tuggeranong half.
I like Muirhead backing himself there, but just got to be careful with these speculative loop passes with the wind as it is here. Seen in games at Viking Park this year that wind can play havoc with passes, kicks, anything. So just like to see him be a little bit more direct in the counter-attack, but good endeavour as well.
Well, Lahea throws and they get it right this time. Taken at the front by Selwood. Rolando goes wide to Bodman. He finds Richie Mariotta in centre field and they're back inside the Vikings half Royals. Rolando finds Will Morrison, who's brought down just short of the 10-metre line now. They keep going to the club side through Bodman. This is Talia Uli with a step off the left foot. Well contained over there by Lalesio. They keep going down that short side through Bodman. Tuggeranong line holding strong so far. This is Lolohea. He can't get past Callum Smith, the Vikings captain. Ball spilled out the front there. We've got play on. Ball's just on the ground. Muirhead's had to pick up with a wall of red and white jerseys in front of him. Again, Royals, they've lost ground. And Kimber's gone without this one. This is Darcy Swain. Can he get an offload away? He does to Jackson Hope. Is he in a little bit of space now? Jackson Hope he is. He gets a pass over the top to JP Minard. He finds Luke Grzakowski for the corner. Well, they've done it again, Ryan. Tuggeranong turning defence into attack and into points.
The clinical brutality I spoke about, Brett. Royals not being themselves there, just playing erratically and without direction, and Vikings pants. Darcy Swain started it off. He got the pill to Jordan Jackson Hope, and again Jackson Hope. What about this pill? Absolutely perfect, and JP Meinhardt equally not too shabby, and Luke Grzakowski over in the left-hand corner.
There was a few passes there, probably weren't ideal for guys looking to run onto them, but such was the time they had.
Royals as well, just
they
not looking like
really
themselves.
Lost their way. They really lost their way there, didn't they?
Since adding that penalty in the first 5 minutes, they've looked, I won't say a shambles because it's not quite that yet, but not themselves is what I would say.
No,
they need to get back to what makes them good.
I was interested to see how they reacted there when they started losing ground. They went back to their pick and drive, and I think that played into Tuggeranong's hands. Their line speed in defence just sped up, and it forced a mistake. Lonergan's kick. We'll get a great view of this. Looking straight behind him. He's hit it pretty well. It's post bound once again. The ARs they were unmoved, but the flags have stayed down this time.
Gee, he hit it well again.
He did, yeah. So score remains 12 points to 3 in favour of Tuggeranong in the Hahn Superdry Grand Final.
I just wonder out there, Brett, who's the playmaker in the Royal side when they're going backwards that will play the corners? Because Jamie Bodman, he'll play football, but I'm not sure he's going to play corners. It might be on Matt Cole.
This is when they could really use the kicking game of Ben Johnson, I think, too.
Absolutely.
We'll get them where they need to be. The Vikings, they're not worried about that at the moment. They're just worried about playing rugby and finding points. And once again, they're running their way out of their 22. Pass goes back to Alessio with plenty of time this time. And he gets a good kick downfield this time. Ben Johnson doesn't make a play at that. I only thought for a moment he thought that was going out on the full, and it just bounced only not even a metre inside the touchline, I'd say, over on the far side there.
Yeah, sharp from Lalesio. It's the low stabbing kick, much better from the young fly half. Growing in confidence in this game ever since that killer pass to Jackson Hope.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see that crowd building nicely over there on the eastern side of Viking Park here as Sione Lolohea throws in to this Royals line out. Bodman has it and he goes wide, and again it's another pass that doesn't find its mark. Matt Cole taken well there by Jordan Jackson Hope, who's been wonderful for Tuggeranong in his opening 15 minutes. Sione Mao with another strong carry. Rolando comes short side through Talia Uli. He finds Bodman. He finds Andy Muirhead, who bumps off the first tackle, but not the second tackle of Len Ikitau. Rolando finds Selwood, who's hit heavily there by Towler and Michael Henry in midfield. Rolando finds Matt Cole, and he goes to Sione Lolohea. Again, they've lost a few metres here, Royals. They build this up. Talia Uli has this. What can he do? Big Brumby centre. Augers is set back quickly. Rolando finds Will Morrison over the far side, and once again this Vikings defensive line is holding strong, and they win the penalty turnover. Ben Hine, isn't he having an impact on this game?
Absolutely, he looks so comfortable, just growing back to his best. But Royals, again, playing just far too much football in this area.
It look like they're really lateral at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, lateral and win one-off runners. Things that we just don't associate with this Royals side.
Alessio, you mentioned before, his confidence is growing,
Oh,
and look at
that.
this touch finder. He's kicked that from inside the tram tracks, and he's buried that for 40 metres downfield.
Pure talent, this guy. Absolute pure talent.
Prime attacking opportunity now for the Vikings. A 5 metre line out. Michael Henry has this in the northeastern corner of Viking Parks. Comes straight down to Gerzikowski. They don't go to the line out drive. This is Ben Hine, who set up that first try with that wonderful run for the Vikings. Michael Henry backs into the Royals defence here. He's held well. They're still 5 metres short of the Royals line, but they're edging closer to the posts in midfield here, Tuggeranong. Lonergan has to dig for this one, but he finds Alessio. He goes inside to Tawiki. Lonergan again comes to this side through Henry. He gets an offload to Gerzikowski. Is he going to sneak his way through it for a double? He's just brought down about 6 out. Lonergan goes to the open side through Callum Smith. And they pile in over the top of the Vikings, but they just missed the clean-out opportunity there. Tuggeranong. Good response from Royals, Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely excellent. Bit of dark ice there from Luke Kimber.
Yeah.
Just held Ryan Lonergan.
Lonergan, yeah, you're right.
And then Vikings support team were going, where's our halfback? Where's our halfback? And just gave that extra little bit of time. I think it was Sione Lolohea over the ball, and timely.
They needed that.
Absolutely, and a moment like that can change fortune for sure.
Ben Johnson is going to put this one up near us.
Wouldn't have been too happy with that, BJ, but
Landed behind us, that did. We're up in our magnificent viewing and commentary position on top of the grandstand here at Viking Park. But it does make us a bit of a target sometimes as this ball spills down for the Vikings, and Gerzikowski has plenty of work to do there to get away from the tackle of Sam Carter. Lonergan finds Michael Henry, and he finds Ben Hine, who's held well this time by Kimber and Mariotta. They keep going to the eastern side there through Jackson Hope, the Vikings. And Jordan Jackson Hope, he's really stamped his mark on this grand final already. This is Henry, and their Callum Smith is taken well by Joel Penders. Royals defence starting to stand up. This is Lalessio, finds a great flat ball there to Darcy Swain. Lonergan telling his runners where he wants them. This is Liam McGrath. Lonergan comes back to the grandstand side through Lalessio. This is Jackson Hope, who dummies and throws a ball to Ikitau, but it's claimed by Seth going for Royals. Orlando's there at the back.
Acres of
Passes-
space if they go.
We're wide through Cole and now Talia Uli. Ben Johnson's on his outside. What can the big centre do? He puts Ben Johnson away. Who gets a kick ahead? Is taken out. Has he been? Ball has gone into touch, but I wonder if we'll hear more about that challenge on Johnson.
They'd have to have a chat about it at least.
Oh, Brodie Ingram, the assistant referee on the far side, has gone down to the mark, and we seem pretty happy otherwise.
How about that from Matt Cole, Lester Taliauli
Yeah.
and Ben Johnson?
Saw the space.
Saw the space, executed perfectly.
Did what he needed to do.
Darcy Swain, great take there
Yeah.
at the front.
Smart play from the Vikings, going to a short line out and then throwing to the front of it as well. Lonergan comes wide. This is Michael Oakman-Hunt, who was our Vodafone man of the match in last week's preliminary final and was wonderful. Alessio's kick finds good ground. I thought Johnson was going to go quickly there for a moment.
Yeah, another good kick from Noel Alessio, but now Royals have a chance to just stem this flow.
I wonder if Johnson's just having a little moment of conservative regret there. I think they probably sensed after the moment that there was a real opportunity there that they didn't take. So but they'll take this line out, about 25 out from the Vikings line. 6-man line out, taken well by Will Morrison at the front. As he played in the air, was the ball spilled out on the Tuggeranong side. Good work there by the Tuggeranong line out defence. This is Oakman-Hunt. Oh, Sione Mao has bumped him.
If he's called this a penalty, Sione Mao might walk, because he has absolutely levelled Michael Oakman-Hunt.
Really has. We might see if we get a look at that on the replay. It's heavy contact. We see it here now. Michael Oakman-Hunt. Oh, did he get the arms up, Ryan? It's going to be the question.
I mean, it's one of those ones. It's very old school. It's
Yeah.
very, but it's definitely not a wrap tackle for sure. It's not
Yeah.
a wrap tackle.
Now, Michael Oakman-Hunt is down and in the hands of the Tuggeranong trainers, and they are going through the protocols here now. You can see the Vikings trainer holding and stabilising his head and neck area. There's some seriously heavy contact.
I can only imagine what that felt like.
Yeah, no, I don't want to imagine.
That's
what
a
that
lot
felt
of
like.
human. I think if he's had a look and he's thought that that's dangerous tackle, he's got to walk. Well, having said that, you wouldn't want that Michael Oakman-Hunt's injury would affect the actual decision, having said that, because what it wasn't, he didn't target the head area whilst he has caused a bit of damage in that area. I don't think he was necessarily targeting.
No.
He's just trying to put on a big old school
It's a big
league type shot.
I'm not, and this will be, I guess, the question for James Morris and his assistant referees is I mean, if it, they may go with the no arms tackle. He certainly led with the shoulder. Whether he got the arms up in time is going to be the question. But I don't actually know that the contact was high as we're replaying it now.
It's almost like it was a whiplash thing rather than an actual
agree.
contact. And just reading the ref's body language here, I don't think he is actually going to card anyone.
No.
I'm sure he would have singled out Mao at this stage. Was he going to do anything
I think
more
we'd have
than
seen
just
it.
the penalty? Yeah, for sure.
I think we'd have seen it by now.
But gee, imagine it was clean. Mao was in.
Well, he had the ball.
Yeah,
He was away with
he
the
just
ball
pure
too.
ripped
That
it.
was the incredible part of it. Michael Oakman-Hunt, I can tell you, is now sitting up. He's still in the hands of the trainers, but he is now sitting up, which is definitely good news. I suspect that he might see
HIA.
a HIA, head injury assessment,
Well, they've
for
got
the Vikings back rower.
they've got a fresh reserve and an able body there in Joe Vivoda.
Yeah,
Most likely to come on, I would imagine. Probably Luke Grzikowski.
Ben Hine.
Ben
could go
Hine
to
maybe
number
to 6.
Yeah,
Luke
potentially. Yeah.
Grzikowski to 8, I would have
Yeah.
thought. As we see Oki coming off the field, it's tough to see that. I don't think there was any malice from Sione Mao whatsoever.
agree.
And as you said just previously, Brett, man of the match last week, and I thought Michael Oakman-Hunt in his stint with the Brumbies showed that if someone would take a risk on him, there's a Super Rugby player. As we just see there off camera, a yellow card being shown to Sione Mao. So he took his time to make the decision, but perhaps the decision was made well before, and Sione Mao walks for 10.
So a yellow card to the Royals prop Sione Mao. I wonder what impact that will have on this next 10 minutes of the Hahn Superdry Grand Finals. Brett McKay with you on Bar TV Sports with Ryan Murphy. And we thank Griffin Legal, our John O'Dent Cup naming rights sponsor throughout this year. Hahn Superdry have brought you the match of the round every week. And Vodafone have been the man of the match sponsors. As Michael Henry throws that one in, Callum Smith's done very well to pull that one in. Jackson Hope doesn't go with Ben Hine, who was knocked over on suspicion anyway. Lonergan has to dig hard for this ball. He finds Grzikowski, who gets past Sam Carter. And gets past him cleanly too, the young number 7.
Beautiful feet.
This is Henry. Brought down in centre field, about 25 out. Lonergan goes with JP Minart. They're just building these phases up again. This is Alessio, and he's taken heavily there by Kimber and Mariotta for Royals.
Whacked.
Lonergan comes back to the open side through Sione Towler. And Sam Carter brings him down, about 24 out. They come to the grandstand side. This is Iki Tau. And he's taken by his opposite number, Talia Uli. Quick ball now for Lonergan. Has it there for Michael Henry. And Joey Vivoda is the new player in number 19, on for Michael Oakman Hunt. Not quite as quick as Lonergan would like this. This is Ben Hine on the inside ball from Towler, the loose head. They go wide now through Lalesio in a bit of space. Jackson Hope, he gets past the first tackle of Morrison. And they're out inside Royals 22 now. Henry has this, and he's knocked back by Sione Lolohea. Ball comes free, and Pedro Orlando gets a kick downfield. Brendan Tawiki is there, but Seth Going is not far off him. But Tawiki, the class of the fullback of the year, has just pulls this ball loose. Minot has to clean up there at the back. Crowd now getting vocal here at Viking Park.
Leslie Taliuli's got to be very careful.
Yeah, probably lucky that Tawiki was on the ground already, I'd suggest. Lonergan gets this ball back to Alessio. He keeps his kick low and under the wind, and that's just going to run on.
That's Perler.
That's a really good kick. Royals go quickly through Muirhead now. He has plenty of time. It doesn't kick. What can Andy Muirhead do now? He bursts through a couple of Tuggeranong defenders, and he's still going. Andrew Muirhead finds Joel Penders, and they can set this up now, Royals. Rolando finds Bodman on the open side, and now Bodman's in a little bit of space. Can he get an offload away? He doesn't. Probably a smart decision in the end. Rolando goes short side, and he's tackled well by Jackson Hope, and he loses the ball in contact. Well, hasn't this just stepped up?
I know. I'm so glad I didn't say what I was going to say about Andy Muirhead electing to run, because he just ghosted through 3 or 4, and then Pedro Orlando, alive as he is, but 2 great tackles. It was Sione Towler, the first one, just stopped. I think it was Jamie Bodman was about to ghost through a gap, but he stopped it at source to Towler, and then the turnover from Jackson Hope. But Royals starting to grow into this game. I just wonder, Brett, we talked about it before, is it momentum versus the rest? All of those mind games that come into the fact that Royals have had that 2-week break, or that week break, I should say. And now perhaps that they caught them a little bit cold in that 10-minute period where they scored the 2 tries, and they just look a little bit more like themselves now.
Yeah, Richie Mariotta has come off for Royals as they get a replacement prop on. I'm guessing that's Mike Farkavar in 18 that's gone on that tight head.
He's actually come into the loose head.
He's gone on to loose head, yeah. I can see Joel Penders has switched over to the tight head side. As Lonergan feeds this, ball spills out the back now for Tuggeranong. Lalesio comes wide and finds Jackson Hope, who has been magnificent in the opening stages of this grand final. Penalty advantage now for Tuggeranong. Lonergan, he has a bit of a snipe down the short side. Tuggeranong getting over the top of him quickly, and we're going to come back for that penalty.
Andrew Robinson just launched himself into that clear out, and he was the one that forced the penalty. I'd imagine Alessio will look to put this down the track. Since those early blemishes, he's been absolutely superb at fly half, pulling the strings as I put the mockers on him.
His kick doesn't find touch. Seth Going has this. Gets the ball back to Andy Muirhead, who's going to put a ball up near us in top of the roof. Just comes down in front of us, thankfully.
Just little exchanges like that we don't see from Royals very often. Seth Going not knowing what to do.
Yeah.
Andy Muirhead having to second guess himself.
Kick. Yeah. They're under pressure, Royals, no doubt. This line out taken well by Darcy Swain again, and JP Minart's in a bit of space here now. Brought down well in a second effort there by Matt Cole. Lonergan's got quick ball again. Lesio's taken by Luke Kimber it was in the end. This is Luke Gersakowski playing at first receiver, doing a pretty good job of it too, to be fair. Lonergan goes short side. This is Ikitau, who busts through that first tackle. Len Ikitau just held up into the defence, and he's still going, Len Ikitau. They're about 5 out, 5 metres in from touch. Lonergan's there now. Finds Callum Smith. Ball didn't quite get to him cleanly. Lonergan keeps coming open side through Sione Towler. It's brought down by Kimber in front of the post. Still 5 out now, Tuggeranong. Henry, not required, goes to Alessio. Ben Hines lost this. Rolando finds Seth Going, who steps past Minart, but his ball, inside ball, finds touch, but we're going to come back for that Ben Hine knock on. And how's the contact in that tackle?
Great read from Matt Cole, and yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
ball and all tackle, forcing the turnover. But Vikings looking so dangerous with ball in hand, and just saw off that line out the impact of Sione Ma's yellow card coming into play. Mike Vakava standing at the back of the line out, perhaps just thrown in there, not sure of his role, and JP Meinhardt spotted it straight away, and he was the one that got him on the front foot. Len Ikitau is actually looks to be in a bit of trouble just as I'm watching him here, but it was him that made the telling break. Ben Hine, slight knock on, but Vikings again.
He busted 4 or 5 tackles over in the northeastern corner there, Len Ikitau, but you're right, he doesn't seem to be in a good way.
He's a hard one to find a comp for, Len.
Yes.
I can't think of a player that is similar to him, because he's stout, but he's not massive, but he's not.
No.
But he plays big. He's an old school 13. He just glides into space and seems to slip through tackles. He's such a talent.
Trainer just running out to Len Ikitau now, as we see.
Just
the Royals
wonder.
bench loosening up down in front of us.
If I was Andy Muirhead, I'd be calling for this ball straight away.
Big shove from the Vikings in this 5 metre scrum for Royals. Ball spills out the back for Rolando, and he's in a bit of trouble now, Pedro Rolando. Ryan Lonergan's got through on him, and they forced the ball dead in goal. A great chase by Ryan Lonergan, and again, they're just not on Royals. Ball spills out the back. Rolando wasn't sure what to do with it. All of a sudden, he finds himself in his in-goal trying to clear, and he's got Ryan Lonergan all over him.
Guys that don't second-guessing themselves.
Yeah.
He shaped a kick. It was on. Should have just done it. But he's second-guessing himself because he's worried. There's something wrong. There's an energy. And it needs to change soon. They need to get to half-time, perhaps, at this score, because if Vikings can add another, it's going to be a long way home for Royals.
Yeah, well, they've still got 11 and a half minutes until that opportunity. So
I wouldn't even be thinking about it yet. Yeah.
You can almost see he's thinking, couldn't you? Don't make a mistake. Don't make a mistake.
Yeah.
So James Morris displays this scrum up. Once again, the Vikings, through their defensive pressure, have got themselves in prime attacking opportunity. The scrum set piece about 6 or 7 metres to the left of the uprights, 5 metres out from the Royals line.
Len Ikitau obviously still struggling because Andrew Robinson has actually come into 13 for this attacking set.
Yep. Both back lines set out to the open side. Lonergan has this at the back. They've got it going forward, the Vikings. Hine picks it up. Lonergan goes inside to Jordan Jackson Hope. Ben Hine thought he'd got himself tangled up in the middle of all that. Lonergan is just getting forwards in over the top of that. This is Michael Henry. But Sione Lolohea, the Royals hooker, pulls away with it. Royals, again, a pass just not finding the mark as Jamie Bodman gets a kick away.
That's the ball.
It's in space. It will give Royals an opportunity. Does it find touch? It does. JP Meinhardt just lets it go. And a good chase, I've got to say, by Seth Going.
I'm glad you said it.
Ensured that Tuggeranong couldn't go quickly there.
As it is grand final week, you have about 1,000 conversations about these games during the week, and Seth Going came up in one of them, and it was just said, have you actually watched this guy kick chase? Every single time it's like a 100-meter sprint. Incredible effort all the time from Going, and that's a big moment in this game. Sione Lolohea, what a turnover.
Henry throws to a 4-man line out, taken well there by Darcy Swain, gets the ball down to Lonergan, who finds Jackson Hope at first receiver, and again bumps out of the first tackle. Jordan Jackson Hope. Pass goes back to Alessio, who doesn't kick. He decides to run. sort of ghosted halfway through that first gap. Lonergan's there now for Tuggeranong. Ball comes open side through Darcy Swain. He's got 25, 26 out from his own line. This is Ben Hine, taken well there by Carter and Penders for Royals. Lonergan finds Jackson Hope at first receiver again. Shapes the kick but doesn't. They go wide through Ikitau, who again gets through that first tackle. Ball spilled out the back. We've got knock-on advantage to Royals.
Excellent vision from Jackson Hope. Shaped to kick, but then at the last second saw that there was plenty of space. As we see, Sione Mao, having served his 10 minutes in the bin, comes back onto the park.
Yep, as does Richie Mariota, the number 8.
12-3, I think in the balance of things, Brett, Royals be reasonably happy that they're still in this game.
They've actually not conceded any points while Sione Mao was off in the naughty chair, so that's not a bad outcome. A nod to Mike Farquhar, who went on there.
Yeah, he did a good job, didn't he?
I've called him in the last 18 months playing number 8, playing lock, and today he's playing prop. So some versatility on this Royals bench today. And we've spoken about Joel Penders through the year, who's played all 3 positions up front. So
all 3 front rows, yeah. Mike Farquhar actually had like a really strong performance in this final, I believe, last year as well. I haven't heard his name mentioned a lot this year, but important that you've got guys like that that can come onto the park and at least do a job, can dig in there.
And that's going to be important for Royals today. There's some of the guys on their bench. I talked about Mike Farquhar. Alex Verras and Dean Paragali played in last year's premiership. Ben Brown, Sam Ross, Lincoln Smith, they've all played plenty of first grade this year, and they'll be crucial for Wayne Southwell's side today. They win this scrum and they come in, they find through. Muirhead is crunched, and then ball spills out the back to Jackson Hope, who in turn is taken heavily by Ben Johnson, who flew into defensive action. This is Ben Hine taking in a heavy tackle by Lausi Taliauli. Lonergan has this as the Royals defence steps up its intensity. Tuggeranong, all of a sudden, things not going so easy for them. Ben Hine taken down well by Jamie Bodman it was. Jackson Hope get a good, nice ball through the hands. JP Minehart's in a little bit of space, gets his kick over the top. Andy Muirhead has to work hard here. Brendan Tawiki's all over him. Fullback on fullback, we don't see that too often. Royals, they've got to work hard here to get a clearance. Rolando's there, pointing where he wants players. Gets his box kick away.
So much better from Rolando.
Yeah, Noel Alessio's there for the Vikings. He runs to the open side looking for runners. Andrew Robinson is there, but he ignores him. He's brought down on the Royals' 10-metre line. Lonergan goes to that blind side through Michael Henry.
Royals targeting Lonergan whenever they can.
Lonergan has this now. Finds Sione Towler, who finds Joey Vivoda, who gets through the tackle of Sam Carter. And there's an arm out here by referee James Morris. Ball spills out to Henry on the far side. Doesn't go to Robinson, but goes to Liam McGrath, who's now in the 22 for Royals. Lonergan still has this ball. Gets it offload and he's inside to Ben Hine, who's brought down 6 out. We've got a penalty now to Royals. To Tuggeranong, I beg your pardon. In from the side is the call from James Morris.
Sione Lola here should find himself lucky that they've already had a man in the bin, because that was absolutely cynical there.
Probably lucky that was the first tackle.
Yeah,
pretty well inside the 22. Had that have been the second or third or fourth, he might have been in trouble. But straight away that kick is into touch, and we'll have another 5-metre line out for the Vikings.
Whatever was ailing Lenny Ikitau,
he seems all right again.
I think he's okay.
I think he's recovered all right. Tuggeranong leading the Hahn Superdry Grand Final 12-3. Hine takes this at the back and they drop down into their line-out drive, and they've got it going forward straight away with penalty advantage. Tuggeranong. Henry scores for Tuggeranong. Michael Henry's over for Tuggeranong's 3rd try. Well, Ryan, we'll see this perfectly on our replay, but the transition for the Vikings does it again.
Just perfect. Absolutely perfect. They had the advantage and they just got the job done. Michael Henry at the back. A few backs coming in and helping out.
And they'd argue that they wouldn't have happened without them. Michael Henry They nearly ran that over in the end. And the Vikings hooker, he's pretty happy with his work there, isn't he?
And you have to say now, Brett, with a kick to come, this is a commanding lead for the Vikings.
It really is, isn't it?
And with
we saw last week in the preliminary final, and they jumped out to that sort of 3-try lead.
I think there would have been a question for sure today, which Vikings team were we going to see? Were we going to see the team that struggled in areas in the major semi or at their best last week? And the feeling was if they were at their best, they would be very hard to stop today, and they have been at their very, very best in this first half.
There would have even been thoughts as to, did Tuggeranong play their best game last weekend? But
did they have more?
Yeah, that's right. As we've seen today, though, they have been red hot over these first 36, 37 minutes of the first half. Lonigan's conversion from just outside the 22. He's hit it well again, but it hits the right hand upright.
That's a big kick in this game, Brett. It's 2 scores, not 3 now. So I just wonder, will that give a little bit of a lift to the Royals? They need a score before halftime.
They do. They absolutely need to be the next scorers, you would think. As Rolando pushes this ball longer, it just gets held up into the wind a little bit. While Lonigan makes sure he's inside the 22 before he gets his pass back to Lalesio. Lonigan peels away from this ruck, gets a box kick away, and he finds touch just inside the half. Johnson goes quickly for Royals. This is Andy Muirhead, who gets past Joey Vavoda and Andrew Robinson. 5 metres now into the Vikings line. Royals working their way through this, but Tuggeranong win the penalty turnover again.
Oh, this crowd is absolutely buzzing now.
Yeah, really feeling this atmosphere lift.
And you just wonder now if Nola Lesio can find one of those kicks that he's having in the first half, and they go down and score again.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want to say it.
Sentence, yeah.
I don't want to say it, but because I have too much respect for this Royals team, but it's a long way from home. If they can get another one here before halftime,
would make it an incredible comeback for sure and certain.
Not long to go.
2 minutes to play in the first half of the Hahn Super Dry Grand Final. Tuggeranong 17 leading Royals 3. Again, Darcy Swain, he's been
quietly excellent, hasn't he?
He's been great in this line out. They go down to the line out drive, and they're gradually making a few metres there on the far side. They're going to come back to the penalty though. Just swimming around the side, I think, is the indication there from James Morris.
Don't want to talk too much about refereeing, but that's great refereeing. Really refereeing that maul area, and Vikings clearly with an advantage and a great set, and Royals coming blatantly in the side, and he penalises it. It's really good refereeing.
Yeah, good call. You see, Alesio's touch finder will put Tuggeranong inside Royals 22. Michael Henry will throw in this time, about 18 out from the line. Hine takes this at the back. They don't go to the line-out drive. This is Sione Towler who gets the ball away to Lonigan, and they come wide now through Jackson Hope. And who's in space again? Jordan Jackson Hope. Ball's quickly now there for Lonigan. He's claimed by Bodman. Vikings straight away on attack here. And they're pushing forward through Joey Vavoda. He's only about 2 metres out. Hine picks up, and he's pushed back a metre or two now. They need to go wide here, you would think, Tuggeranong. They keep it in close to the pick and drive. Still only a metre or two short. Swain picks up, and he has a crack. And again, repelled by this Royals defence. Lonigan has it. Finds Lalesio on the short side. He's tackled beautifully by Seth going around the ankles. Ball's not quick for Lonigan, but they're there. This is Sione Towler. Lalahea claims him. Ben Hine taken well there by Sione Mao.
Just watch Tweaky here.
Yeah, Jackson Hope brought down by Kimber in front of the posts. Halftime siren sounds there in the background. Michael Henry's at the back, throws the ball between the legs. Brendan Tawiki picks it up, and he's only not even a metre short. Tuggeranong got another score here before halftime.
Championship minutes.
Yep. Lonigan's eyeing off short side. Is that Sione Towler? Can't quite get it done. Henry, he has another crack on the blind side. Royals defence holding up well so far. Lonigan dummies, and Lonigan scores! Ryan Lonigan's in for Tuggeranong. And that makes it 22 points to 3.
It's a simple game, rugby. If you're this good and you're on this form, there's little you can do about it. Absolutely clinical from the Tuggeranong Vikings. It's on Ryan Lonigan to finish it off, but it was an absolute team effort. Everyone getting their hands on the ball. Could have been any one of Towler, Michael Henry. They all went so close, and finally, it was the junior Wallaby captain.
Yeah.
It was the leader of this team.
Lonigan has it, saw plenty of space there. Sam Carter was a little bit wide, and that around the corner defence there was that pillar defence there for Royals just wasn't there. And Lonigan, well, that's a good cheeky scrum half try.
And he took a heavy hit there too.
Yeah,
he did take a shot, and he just rode it and just dived over. What a score! And well, we said it when they got that penalty. They're in that ominous form when you just feel that they're going to score. And if you can add the extras, it's a 3-try lead, and that's a perfect half of football for the Vikings.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been wonderful in the opening half of the Hahn Super Dry Grand Final. Griffin Legal John Dent Cup shaping up for a thrilling conclusion at this rate. Lonigan will have his conversion about 12 metres in from touch. He's taken it 2 metres outside the 22. Holds it up in the wind nicely, but he's just pushed it across the face. And that will be half time here at Viking Park. Tuggeranong 22, leading Royals 3 in the Hahn Super Dry Grand Final as both teams head to the sheds. And that's an interesting call in itself, Ryan, because we've seen Royals several times this year have just stayed on the field at half-time, and
Vikings tend to stay out if things are not going to plan as well, so they're certainly going to plan here today. I didn't even know if this was the plan. How could it have been to be 22-3 up at half-time? But just, we'll start with the glimmer of hope for Royals. 19 points is well within their range of a comeback for sure. I think had Lonigan maybe made the better of some of those conversions, we might be thinking game over here at halftime. But
and that's such a point. Lonigan's kicked 1 from 4, so you're right.
One absolute peach from the touchline, and then he struggled since.
And he hit the post. He
did hit that, right? That's true.
Pedro Rolando got us underway in the 3rd minute with a penalty, and Royals led 3-0. But after that, it was all Tuggeranong. Tries to Andrew Robinson in the 8th minute, to Luke Gersakowski in the 14th minute, to Michael Henry from a line-out drive in the 35th minute. And then Ryan Lonigan with that little short side dummy and dive over himself right on the stroke of half-time. Lonigan's kicked 1 conversion from 4 attempts, as I mentioned. Sione Mao, the Royals prop, had 10 minutes in the sin bin midway through that first half, Ryan, and 22 points to 3. Had you have told me that 40 minutes ago, I would have had trouble believing you that would be the half-time score.
Yeah, particularly when Rolando's penalty went over. It all seemed very...
It seemed like Royals are going to play their way. They know how to win premierships this way. They're going to rock into their platform, their plot, if you like.
I wonder, did the first try rattle them slightly? Because, as you say, they did start so perfectly, and then Vikings didn't react poorly. They claimed possession, motored up the field, and scored. And from there, Royals looked like a shell of themselves, really. They were, indecisive, questioning themselves at every turn, and with guys out there that just don't do that kind of thing, Muirhead, Seth Going at times, Pedro Rolando, I mean, guys that are so reliable, not playing the way they usually do, and then Vikings clinical, just brutal.
It's been remarkable how many Royals passes haven't found the mark in this half. We've had guys having to take passes on the bounce. We've had guys having to run backwards to clean up passes. And as you say, guys who we just haven't seen this, haven't expected
absolutely not
from at all in this finals campaign for Royals. They would say that they probably haven't played the perfect game of football through this Griffin Legal John Dent Cup season of 2018.
No. The closest they got to was that major semi.
That was
it
probably
really was the closest
right.
to a Royals like performance from 2017, and we've spoken all year about that it was a different side, that it just didn't maybe have the overwhelming quality that last year's team had. But you thought with that major semi that they were hitting their straps at the right time, and I just wonder.
It felt like they were peaking nicely, didn't it? Yeah.
I just wondered, did that break stem that flow slightly, because they've looked more like the beatable Royals side of the regular season. You go back to maybe that East game earlier in the year where they were beating Gungahlin away. They looked like that kind of side that you can get at, that you can rattle, and that's something that I just wasn't expecting today. But a half-time break can change many things. So I wouldn't. It's not game over. Far from it.
So let's try and think about what the message is going to be at half-time. What's Wayne Southwell telling the Royals side there in the sheds right now?
Keep the football.
Yeah.
Simple. Keep the football, play direct, put them under pressure. We're taking on everything and we're beating ourselves. Sure that they take their opportunities very well, but rarely have they really carved open Royals from say 40 metres out, 50 metres out. It's been errors and then penalties, say.
It feels like they haven't really played much, if any, rugby in the Vikings 22 at this stage.
Max 10 phases. Yeah. Even in their half, even on the front foot. Yeah. We saw it earlier. I think it was actually for the second try of the day. Sione Mayo made the great break, but then it was backwards, and then the turnover. I think it was Jordan Jackson Hope. There was Luke Grzikowski's try.
That's right.
They were like direct, really good. Then pass went to ground. Oh no, backwards. Yeah. Suddenly other end of the field, and you're down 14-3. It's 12-3. It's little things like that which I just thought was not the kind of thing you'd see from this Raw side, but it's also the kind of thing that you can change with a style change.
Yeah.
Play more direct. Play like you did in that major semi. It's what the great thing is for Southwell. He's got reference points. He's got last year.
Done this before.
He's got that major semi. He's not going into a shed full of guys that lack confidence usually.
No, certainly.
You could just say, be yourselves, guys, and we'll get there.
Conversely, Nick Scrivener will be telling his Vikings side just more of the same, isn't
Absolutely.
it? Yeah.
I wouldn't be changing.
It's a simple game, rugby.
Absolutely anything. I'd be getting Jordan Jackson Hope the ball as much as possible. Slip him into first receiver. Take some of the pressure off Noah Lalesio. When Lalesio has had time and space, he's been majestic off the boot and with ball in hand.
Jordan Jackson Hope has been...
He's been the
absolutely phenomenal, hasn't he, so far?
Majestic. I wonder now, is there anyone to change it for Royals? Is there anyone that can just provide something different? Thinking of an Alex Ferras, Dean Paragali, someone that can just change something slightly.
Yeah. Well,
Lincoln Smith, maybe.
Lincoln Smith,
someone that could change it slightly. I'm honestly, I think Jamie Bodman has been excellent in this run-in, but I'd like to see Matt Cole maybe slip into first receiver there, because he can just organise things a little bit better.
No doubt about that, and that will certainly be part of the consideration for Wayne Southwell in this second 40, as we see both sides coming back out onto Viking Park, which again, I'll just reiterate happily, is still in blazing sunshine, Ryan.
There's a devilish dark cloud just over the horizon there, but
they can
as long as it's moving,
stay on the eastern side of us.
Absolutely.
I don't mind that. It's what's behind us that we can't see is what I worry about. But all good signs so far. Just looking to see whether we've got any changes on. Joey Vavoda is there, just standing behind Noah Lalesio. So Tuggeranong look like they've come back on as they were to end the first half. James Morris says, let's go, and Noah Lalesio gets the second half of the Hahn Superdry Grand Final back underway. It's a deep kick taken well there by Seth Going, who again, we've got a pass going away from its intended target. Sione Lolohea is there to clean up for Royals, and they've now got to work their way out of their own 5 to 10 metre area. Johnson, he tries to launch a booming torp. It doesn't quite come off the boot quite as well as he hopes. This is Lalesio. Finds Andrew Robinson, who comes out to Len Ikitau. Gets through the tackle of Talia Uli. Lanigan goes back to the open side to Darcy Swain, who steps off his left. Nathan Selwood takes him. Alessio goes open side through Jordan Jackson Hope, who's in a bit of space again. And that's a tackle that had to be made. Sam Carter grabbed him around the shirt collar. Lonigan gets a little kick on that short side. Matt Cole comes off his knees into touch, but we're going to come back for the high tackle from Carter on Jackson Hope.
Well, I'm sure the message will be points, but I would be putting this ball directly into that 5-metre channel. Yeah, I understand the call. They want to keep building a score here, but Royals are rattled. They've come out of the second half, and I can only guarantee you, with 99% surety, they would have said no loose passes to start this half. And the first pass.
Yeah. And it's that classic situation again, isn't it? Don't make a mistake.
Don't make a mistake. Well, that's it. And I would have been thinking, kill them off here, right there, and now, if I was Vikings. But I understand the call. You want to take every point on offer in grand final day. Just thought with momentum as it is, they could have put one hand on the trophy if they could have gone to the corner.
So Ryan Lonigan will try and score, take the first points of the second half.
There's an eerily similar feel to last week's game today, Brett.
Lonigan comes in, hits this well, but he's pushed it to the left of the posts. Could that
be the
moment?
Well, I was just saying before, it's kind of similar to the Eagles game where they, defense into attack, 3 tries, adding a penalty just after halftime. I was like, oh, here we go. Vikings going to roll, but pushes it left and Royals get the reprieve.
Royals need to find some accuracy. Rolando goes with the restart, goes long. Robinson has it inside his own half. They go wide through Lalesio. Can he find a bit of a gap here through this? Lahare has stolen it, and that's Will Morrison. Matt Cole has lost the ball behind him. Mariota cleans up, but there's a little knock on there. Again, maybe guilty of just pushing the pass when perhaps they might have been better served by just going to ground.
I just saw Luke Kimber just have a look to his teammates there. Just hold the football.
Yeah.
Hold the football. They've given us a free chance to attack. Don't give them the pill straight back.
I understand that Royals will be thinking we have to score first
100%.
here in this half, but you don't have to do it the first moment you get the ball back.
Couldn't agree more. It's so easy to just go, oh, there's space over there, get it to there, but they've just got to hold the pill for 5 phases and the cracks will appear.
So Lonigan will feed this ball scrum just inside the Vikings half.
That's a great scrum from Lee McGrath on this tight side.
Long scrum, holds nicely. Alessio finds Ikitau, who's now inside the Royals half. They keep going to the club side through Ben Hine, who makes 5 or 6 metres there to be walked down. Henry goes inside to Callum Smith. It's quick ball back for Lonigan, but it's a penalty to Royals. Penalty to Royals. They're coming in for the side, and I think that was against. Was it against Liam McGrath?
Yeah, it might have been.
Yeah.
Nice little variation.
Over enthusiastic there at the breakdown.
Yeah, just probably overchased his feet. Couldn't adjust on the fly, but I like the idea from Michael Henry there.
Yeah, and I like this from Royals. Johnson got the ball for this kick, and it's a booming touch finder, it's got to be said. He's easily peeled off 30 metres to the far side, but he just took his time, Ryan.
Absolutely. Sensing that he needed to absolutely nail that kick, and he did.
Yeah, he did.
I love that Royals do this. They've got the tight head prop, Sione Mao, standing as the would-be carrier here.
Selwood takes it the top. Bodman in centre field finds that man, Sione Mao, who runs into Ben Hine.
He's been stripped.
22, and he does. He has been stripped. Lonigan changes direction, but we've got a penalty to Royals now. There's just a little bit of
push and or shove.
Push and or shove. Yeah, I don't think you'd call it push and shove.
No, Darcy Swain. It's funny. He's such a nice-mannered guy, but when he gets on a rugby field, he lives for it.
He flicks the switch, doesn't he?
Yeah, he lives for it. And
Johnson's going to kick for the corner for Royals, and that's realistically the only decision they could have made.
Yeah, I think so. There's no point heading for post now. They've got to get a score.
Wind has just taken that kick of Johnson's. He was eyeing certainly the 5 metre mark, but so going to have to be content with 12 or 13, probably 15 or 16. We'll take the far view. They go short to Carter, and he's lost it. And just the little things still not going right for Royals. Alessio has this at the back for the clearing kick for Tuggeranong, and it's a good touch finder from the young fly half.
Again, overcomplicating things. If you want to go fast to the line, take the ball down and go. You're not going to catch this Vikings team napping. They're too well organised. There's too many guys out there that play high-level football.
Too much confidence right at this point in time. Yeah.
Trying to catch them napping, it's just not going to work.
Lolohea to throw from 30 out. Carter has this at the top this time. Bodman has it now. He goes wide through Cole. He steps off his right, gets past the tackle of Alessio. Brought down about 27 out. This is Will Morrison who busts through the tackle of Michael Henry, and he's brought down 25 out now. Talia Uli bumps off his Brumbies squad teammate Jackson Hope. Lolohea picks it up, and the hooker busts through and finds Luke Kimber, who bursts for the line. He's lost the ball forward.
What a tackle from Ryan Lonergan.
On Luke Kimber. Just again, the moments going Tuggeranong's way.
Title-winning moments, that, from Ryan Lonergan. Kimber was in for all money. Just managed to strip him from behind.
Got him around the shoelaces, didn't he? Just seeing on the replay, Kimber got that great pass, and Lonergan's desperation brings him down. Kimber just lost the ball as he hit the ground.
I just wonder, was Kimber trying to free his hands to get an offload away?
Yeah. He was probably going to come down a metre or two short, so you might be right. Alessio tries to go long, but I don't think he's got the best part of that. This is Muirhead. What can he do here now? Not a whole lot, to be fair. Orlando comes short side through Talia Uli, who goes on the inside to Kimber with a bit of fancy stuff. It's a good carry here from Richie Mariota. He's brought down on the 10-metre line. Pass goes past Bodman. Matt Cole has to go back and clean up. Finds Bodman though on the wraparound. Ben Hines there, but he's cleaned out. Orlando finds Talia Uli, who goes long to Seth Going, who finds a little bit of space there. Seth Going, who gets an offload to Sam Carter. They're about 25 out now, Royals. Orlando goes short side through Bodman. Was he taken high? No, arm stays down from James Morris. Orlando has this. This is Nathan Selwood, who's brought down by Ben Hine. Orlando comes quickly to Cole. He comes wide to Mariota. He's got Kimber on his outside. He does use him though. Ball goes behind him. But Andrew Robinson has it for the Vikings. And Andrew Robinson is getting away. Andrew Robinson is going to run this in for Tuggeranong. Andrew Robinson scores for the Vikings. And Ryan.
It's everything that's gone wrong for the Royals in one moment. Good play, forced pass, and Vikings clinical. Just venomous. It's like you can't make a half mistake.
Just as they were building it up there, that for Royals, that pass goes behind Luke Kimber, and Andrew Robinson's away.
Well, I'm not even being funny. They're writing the script. It's Mariota is in great space. He's got support. Indecision leads to a forced pass, which leads to Andrew Robinson going the length for his second try.
Yeah. Once again, Tuggeranong turn defence into attack, into points, in the same breath.
It is like watching a predator at work.
Yeah.
Because there's just a feeling of like,
and when
they're at it again.
When we saw Tuggeranong do this to Gungahlin last week, it was sort of, and perhaps it wasn't the same for you for being a Gungahlin
No,
man,
it was. I agree.
But there was a feeling of, all right, this kind of makes sense.
Absolutely.
Tuggeranong have been the best
100%.
team this year, but this is 1 against 2.
Well,
it really doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
But Tuggeranong, Lonergan puts his conversion straight through the post this time. Makes no mistake in the face of plenty of pressure from Royals. And so the Vikings, they jump out to a 29-3 lead in the Hahn Superdry Grand Final.
Just before that, we're really just starting to get the feeling that Royals were getting back into this game. The right names were getting mentioned. Morrison was starting to get his hands on the ball.
Swain takes the quick restart for Tuggeranong. This is Alessio. He goes to Michael Henry. Well, even he has a bit of a run now. the hooker, who's been wonderful. Pass goes back to Alessio, who tries to launch an old-school torp, and it just comes off the inside of his boot. Allows Johnson to come forward and claim that ball on the bounce. The Royals captain looking to spark his side into attack here now. Orlando bumps out the back and he finds Luke Kimber, but this Tuggeranong defence is already marching Royals backwards. Again, Orlando's pass is short of the mark, and Bodman's lost 5 metres before he even gets the ball. Tuggeranong making ground through their defence now. This is Muirhead on the far side. He's claimed well by Ikitau. Over there only a metre or two in from touch. This is Will Morrison. Is he good for a metre or two? They're inside Tuggeranong's half now. Bodman goes wide and finds Cole, who again tries to spark his team out. Finds Sam Carter in a little bit of space. The Brumbies captain. He's brought down now on the Vikings 10-metre line. Gets up and goes again. Quick ball now for Sione Mao. He gets an offload, but he can't find a runner until Sione Lolohea finally appears. Hands back to Sione Mao now, and he keeps going, the big prop. He's brought down on the 10-metre line. Lolohea picks up again. Hooker and Tighthead, they're just going 1 for 1 at the moment. Rolando finds Carter. He goes out the back to Talia Uli. He finds Muirhead at the back. He tries to get an offload, does get an offload to Seth Going. Seth Going goes for the line. He's brought down 5 or 6 metres short, and he's lost it in contact as this desperate Tuggeranong defence does the job again.
Well, we'll have to hopefully see a replay of that, but he was in again, and it's Royals so close.
I'd love to see who made that tackle on Seth Going, as he looked try-line bound for sure.
Great football from
We
Royals.
see it here now. It was a great ball there from Andy Muirhead. And who was it there? It was JP Meinhardt. Just got enough of a tackle around one boot for the rest of the Vikings defence to get there.
One stud, one shoelace.
That was
game of inches, and Luke Rezikowski as well.
Around the boot strap.
You just can't help but feel that if Royals could play this way for 80 minutes, could have played this way for the whole game, it'd be such a different story. They're playing the way they did 2 weeks ago. Direct, and then they go to Muirhead. Then they go to Taliauli in space, not looking to make something from nothing, attacking when there's options available. But as you say, that's twice now.
That's right.
Cover defense from Vikings. Championship moments.
The desperation scramble has been incredible.
They're writing the story. If it is to be theirs, these are the moments that we'll talk about.
They really are.
Ryan Lonergan, JP Meinhardt coming up big for their side.
So Lonergan to feed this scrum 5 metres out from his own line, 5 metres in from touch there in the northeastern corner of Viking Park. Ball goes back to Alessio, who just hacks this ball downfield. Seth Going takes it inside his own half and finds Andy Muirhead. He's coming up, trying to work out which way to go. Decides through that centre channel is the way, and he finds 15 metres in the end. This is Talia Uli, who finds Matt Cole. The Royals centre gets a little kick ahead for Ben Johnson. Can the Royals captain, what can he do? Just his left boot in desperation just puts the ball into touch in the end.
I've no idea how Matt Cole even almost got that boot away, but it was near perfect.
Yeah.
Just needed the bobble. Just needed the bobble, as we'll see it now.
We've got
Taliauli.
Great ball. Matt Cole, just as he's been tackled by Ben Hine, just gets that little kick in. And look at Johnson. Oh, he knew he just needed to get the inside of the boot, and it was outside, unfortunately. Tuggeranong win the line out through Callum Smith. Ball goes over the head of Hine. Does well to bring it down. Lights are on here at Viking Park as Ryan Lonergan gets his kick into touch from the back of that ruck. Finds touch about 33 metres out. Royals go quick, but no, James Morrison says...
Touch the chair.
Says no, we can't have that.
Well, if they are to come back in this game, miraculously, it's got to happen now. Time dwindling in this Griffin Legal John Iden Cup Grand Final.
Lolohea throws, finds Carter at the front. Rolando has this, finds Bodman. He goes wide to Talia Uli, who goes forward and beats the tackle of Jordan Jackson Hope. Lousy Talia Uli, he peels off 20 metres. He's brought down just short of the Tuggeranong 22 now. Rolando eyes off both sides, comes open side to Bodman, who finds Lollahea in centre channel, gets an offload away to Bodman. He finds Ben Johnson, who gets past Gersakowski. He's still going, the Royals captain. Quick ball now for Rolando. This is a replacement player, Dean Paragali in number 20 for Royals. Morrison has this. He's brought down about 7 metres out now. Sione Mao picks up and he's still going the tight head prop, 2 metres short. Joel Penders picks up and has a go. Penalty advantage now. Royals can have a crack if they want to. Lollahea goes again. Is Lollahea over? No, he's not. Rolando has this.
Muirhead's in bags of space if they can just go.
Matt Cole dives over and he's brought down just short. Oh, I thought he was there for sure. How did he not get there? Rolando, he's having to dig, work hard for this. Sione Mao is there. He's brought down. Is he going to be over the line? No, still short. Rolando's looking for runners. Carter has a crack, and he's not. He's short as well.
Minehart's a mile offside.
Bodman, he's brought down by Minehart. We've still got penalty advantage for Royals, have we? Paragali is there, and we do come back for that penalty. Rolando goes quickly. Dummies steps off his right foot, and he's over the line.
They're going to have a chat.
And I think we're saying held up, yeah.
Well, Vikings' defensive pressure has just been
once again
absolutely magnificent.
See the Royals bench just shaking their head there. Dean Paragali in 20 is on for Luke Kimber. No, Luke Kimber is still there. It's Richie Mariota, the number 8, has come off. So Paragali in 20. You can see there just at the back of the Royal scrum here.
He's had a really good season as Dean Paragali in both grades.
Yeah, he picked the wrong time of year to go away. He had to come back through 3rd grade in the end in the major semi-final weekend.
There's too many back rows in that Royals to be going on any holidays or anything.
Yeah, it's all about timing, as they say.
I've played against Paragali this season. He's hard as nails, always active, and he's actually a really good footballer too.
Yeah, he lost his place to Richie Mariota mid-season, and he's been desperate to get it back for sure.
Great scrum from Royals, holding firm.
Yeah,
we've got to go open, and
Paragali peels off, but he's repelled straight away by Lonigan. Hasn't he been good? This is Sione Lollahea now, who drives another metre or two after contact with Sione Mao behind him. Rolando has it, goes to the eastern side through Cole. He goes short side on his inside to Paragali. Goes back to Cole. Cole thought he was through too. Rolando has this. Ball scored out the side. Have we got a turnover here? Yeah, Tuggeranong have this. Ball's there for Lonigan now. Alessio will be back for this clearing kick. And Alessio will find touch over on the club side of Viking Park. And he didn't just find touch, he put it up onto the grass bank, which is clever play from the young fly half.
Credit where it's due. This Vikings defensive effort in the last 15 minutes has just been outstanding.
It's been wonderful.
I still don't know how Matt Cole didn't score. I still don't know.
I don't know how they didn't score half a dozen times.
Sione Mao can't be stopped. How did they stop it? I have no idea. Just heart and grit.
Ball goes over the top of Sam Carter, and they're going to come back for the short arm.
Got up the tempo here.
Rolando has this, goes quickly and finds Sione Mao, who's
luck.
probably been their prime ball carrier. And again, the big tight head makes another metre or two after the initial contact. Penalty advantage now for Royals. They can go again if they want to. They go wide through. Seth going on the far side. He's still going, the right winger. Seth going, still going, the right winger. Puts the ball back for Rolando now. Keeps going down the short side through Will Morrison, who gets an offload away to Rolando, and he's brought down 5 short.
Knock on.
We're going to come back for that penalty.
Got to go.
Seth going, he goes quickly. Finds Sione Lollahea. No, he binds dummies, and he's brought down by Darcy Swain, I think it was, who made heavy contact. Rolando comes short side through Luke Kimber. He steps off his left, and he loses a metre or two doing it. But Kimber picks up and goes again, and it's a try. It's a try to Royals through Luke Kimber.
Well, I don't know what the decision is, but as it stands, Luke Kimber makes up for knocking that ball on not 10 minutes ago, and Royals, well, they've got a lifeline. Rolando's got to kick this goal quickly, and they've got to get back into their straps, but that's the Royals we've been waiting to see all day. playing direct football, not giving up, just going straight, hard-edged. Seth going. Gee, has he been?
Yeah, he's been
been
the
so
spark.
good.
Yeah, he's been the spark for Royals.
Sione Lolohea as well.
Rolando's
Absolutely everywhere.
Conversion is good. So Tuggeranong 29, lead Royals 10. We've got 20 minutes of the Hahn Superdry Grand Final to go, and that was a crucial score.
You see, Luke Kimber, he released the ball and took
did
it up and
everything
did
he
it
was
again.
supposed to do. Smart play from the Royals flanker.
Inspirational stuff there from Kimber.
It's a good fight back, but it can't be over for the Blue Baggers. Alessio gets us underway and he goes long. Try scorer Kimber takes it just inside his 22 and he sets off down that short side, held up initially by Swain and Ben Hine, but some good clean out work from Penders, gets the ball to ground. Penalty now. Scrum it is, beg your pardon.
Well, they get away with one there, Royals. Judged not to have been a maul quite yet. I actually thought it was one, but just an unplayable ball going forward. So they get another chance to launch an attack, and you can just see the spirit is lifting. Leslie Taliauli just looks hungry for work. Just like Muirhead. Muir can score from anywhere. Ben Johnston score from anywhere. They've got weapons out there. This game is far from over.
They've just got to find them, haven't they? I'll thank our competition partners throughout 2018, Griffin Legal, the John I. Dent Cup naming rights sponsor. Hahn Superdry brought you the match of the round each and every weekend through 2018. Vodafone, our man of the matches sponsors this year. And we absolutely thank as well McDonald's ACT, Heart Sport, O'Neill's and OVO. You're watching the Hahn Superdry Grand Final on Brumbies Rugby's live streaming partner, Bar TV Sports. Brett McKay with you and Ryan Lonigan here at Viking Park.
Ryan Lonigan is definitely out there.
You've had a strong game too, Ryan Murphy, to be fair. As Tuggeranong leads Royals 29 points to 10.
I wouldn't mind being as good a rugby player as Ryan Lonigan.
I reckon you'd like to be built like Ryan.
Like to be fancy myself as a scrum half, all right?
So Royals to feed. 15 in from touch. 35 out from their own line. Lights are on here at Viking Park. The sun is peeking through a cloud again. Good scrum from Tuggeranong, but ball's there for Rolando. Bodman, he goes wide through Matt Cole, and he looks for runners, and Andy Muirhead has lost it. Well, once again, Royals just trying to force the issue.
Yeah, it was the right option. Execution not where it needs to be, and you just wonder, had it gone to hand, was Muirhead in a bit of space there, but as it is,
I reckon he was, and I reckon he knew that.
Yeah, he did.
Just the way he reacted.
Cuts a frustrated figure for sure there, just Muirhead. But first chance in a while to see Vikings back on the attack, and if they can score here, it'll be curtains for Royals.
29-10. We've got about 17 minutes to play. The Hahn Superdry Grand Final.
You just feel like they need a big moment, Royals. They need an intercept try. They need some kind of big moment.
They need something to get their huge band of support there on the southern bank here of Viking Park into this game. They've been quiet. All the noise here has been from under us, the Tuggeranong contingent in the grandstand here at Viking Park. Ball's at the back there for Ben Hine. Lonigan has this now. He peels it off for Alessio. He goes wide through Jackson Hope, and he's brought down beautifully by Lausi Taliauli. Lonigan comes back to the open side through Gersakowski. He's claimed by Morrison and Carter. Lonigan goes to the short side through Brendan Tawiki, who, have to admit, we haven't seen a lot of in this game, which is somewhat surprising for the leading try scorer in 2018. This is Joey Voda with a good carry. Callum Smith now, he's brought down about 12 short. Michael Henry finds another couple of metres, and they're 10 short now, Tuggeranong. Alessio comes to the grandstand side, runs to the line, gets through the tackle of Luke Kimber. Ball spills out. Lonigan does well to clean it up, but it's a penalty to Royals.
Andy Muirhead.
Yeah.
Inspirational.
And
at fullback coming in there. And
is that something going right for Royals finally?
You see below us here, and that's Alex Varas about to come onto the park.
Ben Johnson with an important touch finder.
Oh, he
He
sliced
sprayed
that.
it off the boot, and it's gone well downfield, but it's 25 metres away from the touchline. Andrew Robinson brings this back for Vikings. Accelerates into and through the tackle of Matt Cole. Belts his way past Pedro Rolando as well. Lonigan has this, finds Jordan Jackson Hope on the far side. The young Tuggeranong centre, he's been wonderful today. Will certainly feature in man of the match suggestions later on in this game. Luke Kimber peels it away for Royals though now. Plenty of rugby to play left in this hard Super Dry Grand Final. Rolando goes quick and he finds Seth Going, who puts a foot into touch.
Jordan Jackson Hope.
Oh man.
Absolutely outstanding there. More alert than anyone else on the park. If he didn't get going, he was gone. As it is, it'll be a line out to the Vikings, and these moments, they're building, and they're building
Yep.
towards the story of the 2018 champions.
They really are. They really are. So Alex Verras in number 19 is he's on for Nathan Selwood. It looks like it's coming off for Royals. Yep, Nathan Selwood just peeling off there at the bottom of your screen.
Again, didn't get to have the impact that he might have in other outings, did Nathan Selwood. Such was Royals' game in that first half.
Now we can see Andrew Robinson is still down on the 10-metre line for Royals, just getting a cramp worked out. What you can't see in the foreground of this shot is JP Minart is just working his way back to halfway for Tuggeranong as well. He's been getting some treatment from one of the Vikings trainers. Noel Alessio is down. Oh, sorry, beg your pardon, it's Len Ikitau getting some cramp treatment as well. And I wonder if is Andrew Robinson. No, he's working his way off. JP Minard, I think, is coming off.
Yeah, it'll be.
Yeah, it looks like that's going to be Ernest Suavai in number 23 to come on for the Vikings. I was just thinking before that Nick Scrivener hasn't had to go to his bench
No.
yet, and that could be a dangerous thing yet. As the Vikings, they win this line out and drop it straight down into their line out drive. It's gone well for them so far today, but Royals have stopped this. Use it once is the call there from James Morris.
Vikings currently down to 14 men.
Ball's on the ground there for Lonigan. This is Jackson Hope. Steps twice left, but brought down by Bodman. Ball is there for Lonigan now. This is Darcy Swain. He's brought down by Alex Verras. Lonigan keeps going to the grandstand side through Towler, who's claimed nicely there by Jamie Bodman. They're giving up a distinct weight advantage in that contest. Lonigan has this, finds Ben Hine. He finds Jackson Hope, who puts the ball into Brendan Tawiki, who gives it to Len Ikitau on the far side, who finds Jackson Hope, and he's brought down 10 short. Tuggeranong looking to find points again.
God.
It's slow ball, it's turnover ball for Royals now. Ball spills out for Cole. He goes to Luke Kimber, who gives it to Jamie Bodman in front of his posts. Ben Johnson has it now in a bit of space.
He's
There's
gone.
only forwards in front of Ben Johnson. Can he get an inside ball to Lasi Taliauli? He can. Lasi Taliauli is try-line bound, and he stands up. Noel Alessio to run this around behind the post. Oh, it's a vital try for Royals in the hard Super Dry Grand Final.
Well, we don't know what's going to happen in the rest of this game, but I can almost guarantee you Lacey Taliauli has stolen the moment of the game. What a try. Oh my word.
Oh my goodness.
It started with Bodman. The bravery to go wide in front of his own sticks. Ben Johnson noticed there was Sony Towler. Rounded out Towler. Found Lacey Taliauli and burned on the afterburners.
Here's the replay
Here we go.
Ben Johnson pinned the ears back. Knew he just had to get a ball to Taliauli there, and he's away, Ryan.
He puts him on skates. Breaks the ankles. Lalesio. Oh!
Oh, and just might have let him know about it too.
Yeah, pop your collar, Lassie. That was what? Absolutely stunning. We said they needed a moment and they got it. And now, 12 to go. 12 points down. It's doable, Brett. It's absolutely doable.
Rolando converted from in front, so 29 points to 17 is the score. We've got 10 minutes to play in the hard Super Dry Grand Final.
Lachlan Lonergan on at hooker.
Sione Lolahaya's dropped it from the restart.
He's dropped it cold.
Oh, you just said it, Ryan. We've got plenty left in this grand final.
You just can't. I feel so bad for him because he's been really one of the guys that's changed the fortunes for Royals. But as we see now,
just might have had a little peek there. He did too, Sione Lolahaya. I reckon he's been one of Royals' best.
He really has. He really has, and it's heartbreaking.
It's
heartbreaking,
all of them, hasn't it?
Well, it felt at times in that first half, Brett, that we were robbed of the final that we were promised. But in this last 10, we've got it, and those moments, they just as we see Vikings with those weapons, Ekitau, Robinson. This is perfect platform for them.
Yeah, scrum, 20 metres out, centre field.
We've barely had a second to enjoy Taliuli's drive before we're back in.
I still can't believe the way he stood up, Noel Alessio.
I know, and he stared at him.
The young fly half he actually thought he had him covered, and suddenly he found himself just slipping over and on his backside.
He's too big a man to be moving like that. That is unfair. As we said, it might be Vikings premiership, but that is the moment of this game.
Yeah. Short arm.
They've gone early.
To Royals. Rolando goes quickly. This is Sam Carter who busts through that first tackle. We've got quick ball now, Royals. They need to get out of their own half. Bodman goes wide. He finds Paragali, who puts on a bit of footwork. He's brought down by replacement player Lachlan Lonergan. It is a number 16 for the Vikings. Lolahaya, he's brought to ground. About 7 in from touch. Rolando goes short side through Johnson, who's in a bit of space again, the Royals captain. Ben Johnson's brought down, 35 out. Ball spills out the back, but Callum Smith has this for Tuggeranong.
Could be a scrum Tuggeranong here, I think.
Scrum Royals.
Oh my word, here we go.
Plenty of drama left in this grand final.
Well, for mine, Callum Smith had his hands all over that ball. I was sure that he had it.
Yeah, he got to it in front of Will Morrison. I agree with you.
We'll have a look here. Ben Johnson down the left wing. How inspirational has he been?
There's that tackle from Robinson and Gerzikowski it was who got there. Yeah, Callum Smith's all over that.
Well, I like the advantage going to the attacking side. I don't mind that call, but
yeah, I can't argue with that.
Gee, had they scored there off that, oh my word.
Goodness gracious.
He needed Sam Carter, that's why. Down the left-hand wing, needed the flick pass.
Yeah. I thought it was fitting that the opening highlights clip on Wednesday night at the McDougall Medal was Sam Carter's flick pass to Ben Johnson in the major semi-final. So, a big opportunity now for Royals, but Tuggeranong, they've been superb for 71 minutes of the Hahn Superdry Grand Final. Rolando has this, goes wide to Sam Ross on in number 22 for Jamie Bodman. This is Andy Muirhead who gets it offload to Seth Going. Going is brought down, 20 out now. Royals on the front foot once again. This is Paragali to Carter. And still they're about 20 out, coming into centre field. Ross finds Lolahaya. Sione Towler launches himself at him. But Lolahaya is still going. The Royals hooker in centre field now, but still about 20 out. This is Paragali. Kimber in behind him. Rolando is there for Royals. He finds Morrison. This Vikings defence hasn't let them any closer than 20 metres out. Lolahaya is there. Paragali in behind him. Again, Tuggeranong's defence has been superb here. This is Cole. Finds Muirhead, who runs around Sam Ross, and still they can't get any closer than 20 metres out. Joel Penders bashes himself into this Tuggeranong line.
They've got time now, they can build.
Lolahaya takes it. He finds Carter, he bursts through a tackle. He's brought down 7 short. Rolando has it now. Through Ross, he dummies. And he's held up.
His knees are down.
He's got down. We've got the ball here now. Oh, Lonergan's got his hand all over this.
That's absolutely
superb. He wins the turnover.
Well, it looked like his Royals teammates just gave up on the play. And Lonergan first to react, and that's...
There was just that moment
superb
as the knees went to the ground, as I think Rolando thought the penalty was going to be blown, and he just waited for it. We might see that on the replay here now. You can just see Rolando just holding it there at the back, and that was the split second that Lonergan needed.
Yeah, and not moved Lonergan. He's developing that half-back game, the extra back row. Timing is, as we see, there's a bit of swift hands in the Vikings faithful on the far side here.
I think we might have had a falcon over the eastern hill. So Lachlan Lonergan, the replacement hooker for Tuggeranong, throws in, and he throws to Callum Smith, and that ball was not straight into that uncontested line out. They've got it down into their line out drive. They've peeled it off on the short side, I think. Ball's gone to ground. Here, Royals are wanting the turnover, but it's a different phase, so that won't work. Ball goes back to Alessio. Gets his kick down. Midfield. Is it in touch on the full? It is.
Brought back in.
Yeah, ball went back in.
Well, it looked like they might have missed their chance, but they get a gift from Noel Alessio.
29 points to 17. We've got 6.5 to play in the Hahn Super Dry Grand Final. Oh, Ryan Murphy. What drama have we got left in this game?
I just feel like we've got the game. The game that we wanted, we've got it. We've got it.
Right, you're right. Royals take it at the front there through. Oh, this is Cole who has it. Gets through the tackle of the voter it was. Sione Mao picks up and goes again, the big man. He's inside Tuggeranong's 22 now. This is Lolahea. Doesn't use Paragali with him. Rolando finds Joel Penders with Luke Kimber outside him. Orlando's there again. This is Alex Veras, the replacement lock. They're setting it up here, Royals. This is Paragali with a short ball. It didn't need to be thrown for Paragali, and Tuggeranong have this. But we're going to come back for the knock-on. They're back in that mode of passes that don't need to be thrown.
Absolutely, and it almost felt like they just had to score before, and now that the life is kind of coming out of it a little bit, running out of ideas perhaps, not doing the things that got them back into this game. As you say, going wide too early, need to keep the ball tight. Vikings are having real trouble stopping any of those runners when they're coming in tight. But in Jackson Hope and Ikitau, they have guys that have plenty of pace to shut down outside attacks.
Yeah, but like you say, go direct and earn that right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because when you do, then BJ's
right.
in space, Andy Muirhead's in space.
And they've done that repeatedly through the second half. They know they can do it. It's a good scrum from Royals, but ball's out there for Lonergan at the back for Tuggeranong. Alessio goes wide through Ikitau. He gets a kick straight down the middle, and it's gone over the head of Andy Muirhead, who runs back with the flight. Johnson's there with him. Muirhead runs away from his captain, goes towards Seth going on the far side. Muirhead bursts through that tackle. Can't get an offload away, and he's brought to ground heavily by Jordan Jackson Hope. This is Paragali for Royals now. Rolando is there. He finds Talia Uli. He's brought to ground just short of their 10-metre line, Royals. This is Joel Penders. Gets past the 10-metre line now. This is Paragali. This is Sione Lolahea, who edges Royals closer to halfway. Penders.
It was too.
Yeah. And Pedro Rolando is trying to argue the point with James Morris, saying that you were standing in the way.
Well, there's something to be said for that, sure.
Rolando's then thrown the pass in front of James Morris, which made it a pretty easy decision in the end. You can just see here now on the replay, Rolando is trying to link up with Joel Penders, and James Morris is right where he needed to throw the ball.
I do see what he's saying there, Rolando, but arguing the point isn't going to work after he's blown his whistle, I don't think.
Would not the smart play there,
no,
knowing that the forward pass was going to be thrown, would have been to throw the ball into James Morris?
I think so. 100%, yeah.
If the ball's likely to, if the play's likely to break down,
100%,
surely you do what you can to keep hold of it.
You don't throw it, or you throw it at him.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So
was that the? I think. Was that the final? Was that the final blow?
Yeah, it makes you wonder. With Lincoln Smith
Still need
there.
2 scores, Royals.
Just on the limbering up in front of us, in front of the grandstand here at Viking Park, waiting to come on. We've got about 3.5 to play here at Viking Park. We're not on man of the match duties today, Ryan, but no doubt the committee downstairs are going to have a stellar field to pick from.
That's a stress.
That's
You've just
one
relieved
less
me.
thing that we don't have
Seriously,
to worry
I
about.
was just starting to worry about it. I was going, I can't actually pick one from Vikings.
You thought for a minute that silverware was on our heads for a minute, didn't you?
I did. I was thinking, who do I like out there most? Who's
A relieved man is standing right next to me at this point in time.
right now? My thoughts would be Lonigan, Jackson Hope, or Luke Grzikowski.
Short arm for Tuggeranong. Royals just going early in the scrum. But the Vikings, well, they're happy to scrum out this last 2 minutes 40 now, aren't they?
That's it. It just feels like it's gone now.
We've got time off, and those replacements will be made. So it's Lincoln Smith in number 23. He's just
He's going to come on for...
across the back of the field there now. Looks like it's Seth Going.
And Seth Going has
Coming off.
played just with every single bit of strength he could muster,
Yeah.
and he should be proud of the effort that he's given his side today.
I think he's been front and centre of Royals have edged their way back into this match.
Absolutely.
Yep. Hear that Vikings faithful on the far side start making a bit of noise.
Good luck keeping everyone off the park, I think.
Hine has the ball, peels off, finds Lonigan. He finds Brendan Tawiki, who finds Andrew Robinson, the double try scorer already. Can he find number 3? He's brought down the Royals 22. Lonigan has this, finds Alessio in centre field. He goes wide to Jackson Hope. This is Icky Tao, who finds Ernest Suavai on the far side. He's brought down about 18 short. Lonigan has this now. This is Darcy Swain. And Joey Vavoda bursts through the first tackle. Lonigan comes open side through Alessio. He finds Jackson Hope, who finds Andy Muirhead. And the Royals fullback is away. He's got past Suavai, but he's got no support, Andy Muirhead. He gets through the tackle, and Matt Cole arrives. The Royal support is there, but have Tuggeranong got this turnover? They have. Ball's there for Lonigan now.
Who was that?
Superb work from Tuggeranong in defence once again. It's the Viking Park faithful trying to build up the noise for this last 70 seconds of the Hard Super Dry Grand Final. Lonigan has this. He's trying to get his troops to where he needs them now. Grzikowski picks and drives. Lonigan's there again. Darcy Swain waits for it. He has it now. And he just takes the tackle in front of us. There's no depth to the Tuggeranong play there now. Lonigan has his hands on the ball. He finds Hine, who again just takes the contact from Royals, even loses a metre or two. Ball's there for Lonigan. And this is Angus Burns, and is the replacement prop. He's doing it one hit up at a time now, Tuggeranong. Playing out these final 20 seconds of the Hard Super Dry Grand Final. Ball's there for Lonigan. Hine has this, taken well by Lolohea. Lonigan finds Liam McGrath, it is. They've got 2 seconds, 1 second. Ball goes back to Alessio, and Tuggeranong win the Hard Super Dry Grand Final. The Vikings are the Griffin Legal John I. Dent Cup champions in 2018. And here come the Vikings faithful from all corners of Viking Park. Royals players shattered in the foreground, but the Red and White Army have come from all corners to get amongst those celebrations. Tuggeranong 29 have beaten Royals 17 in the Hard Super Dry Grand Final. And Ryan,
Scenes.
what a game. It's absolute
Well, it
scenes.
just it seemed like it took us 70 minutes to get there, but we finally got the grandstand finish we were promised. Since round one, this has been the game we've been waiting for. And through the rounds, through this season, that team out there in red and white, they've set the standard. And today, they were at their clinical best. Every chance they had, they took with clinical edge, with brutality. And though the Royals showed why they are defending champions, why they are such a great side, such a team, it was too much too late. And in the end, the best team won it on the season and on the day.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Wonderful scenes here at Viking Park. Tuggeranong are the Griffin Legal John I. Dent Cup premiers for 2018. Wonderful scenes here in front of us. Ryan Murphy is going to make his way downstairs. We'll bring you the presentation very shortly here from Viking Park. For Royals, well, they're shattered. They've been wonderful this year, the Royals side. As you see, the Tuggeranong Army, as I mentioned, they burst onto the field straight away, as James Morris called full time. Plenty of backslapping out there in the middle from their supporters. They had all 6 grades, including their women's sides, here in action today on Grand Final Day. Tuggeranong didn't necessarily go the way they had hoped. They didn't win all 6, but they did win women's. They did win Colts. And now they've won the one that really matters, the Griffin Legal John I. Dent Cup. Royals have just gathered in a circle just to the left of the Tuggeranong celebrations that are still going on there. And Wayne Southwell, the coach, is just there getting having a word. Ben Johnson, the Royals captain, in the middle of the circle as well, is congratulating his team on a wonderful season. But Royals, they just couldn't quite get it done on the final day of the season. The two sides will come together here very shortly, I'm sure, and start shaking hands. Just repeating, Tuggeranong 29 have beaten Royals 17 in the Hahn Super Dry Grand Final, and they are the Griffin Legal John I. Dent Cup premiers for 2018. In the end, 5 tries to 2 it was. Tuggeranong led 22-3 at half-time, and Andrew Robinson pushed that out to 27-3 in the 49th minute with a runaway try from a turnover. Ryan Lonergan converted. But then Royals edged their way back in the last 20. Luke Kimber scored in the 60th minute to make it 28 points to 9. That was converted by Pedro Rolando. Lausi Talia Uli, he ran away to score a try in the 70th minute, and that was converted to make it 29 points to 17. And Royals, they just couldn't quite get it done in the last 10 minutes. They couldn't force their way back into the contest, and making those same errors all the way through that had plagued them for the first hour of the game. You see Michael Oakman-Hunt there just shaking hands with Ben Johnson. Oakman-Hunt was replaced early in the first half, I beg your pardon, after a big collision with Sione Mao. Great scenes, plenty of respect between these two teams. They've been 1 and 2 all year. They've traded places on top of the Griffin Legal John I. Dent Cup table throughout the season. But in the end, Tuggeranong, too good on Grand Final Day. They've got the job done, 29 points to 17. Things are getting ready for the presentation down here in front of us here at Viking Park. Ryan Murphy is on ground level, and we'll be going to him very shortly, and we'll be hopefully getting the word with the player of the final. Wonderful scenes here at Viking Park. So we're just going through those earlier scores today on grand final day. To wrap up all the results here from Viking Park. In Div 1 second grade, to kick us off this morning, it was RMC 24 who beat Tuggeranong 17. In Div 1 first grade, it was ADFA scoring on the bell to win 19-17 over Tuggeranong. In Colts, Tuggeranong 29 beat Queanbeyan 12. In second grade, Queanbeyan, they got one back on the Vikings, winning 37 points to 8. In the women's grand final earlier this afternoon, it was Tuggeranong 32, too good for Uni North's 8 in the end. And now, in the Hahn Superdry grand final, Tuggeranong 29 have beaten Royals 17. It's been a wonderful, wonderful Hahn Superdry grand final. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring it to you on Bar TV Sports and through the Brumbies Rugby channels. Tuggeranong, well, they're lapping this up, as you would imagine. The Vikings have had a strong season. They finished 7 points clear on the Griffin Legal John I. Dent Cup table at the end of the regular season. Although they had a bit of a stumble losing the major semi-final to Royals, they've got one back in the Hahn Superdry grand final. So Tuggeranong are our Griffin Legal John I. Dent Cup premiers for 2018. And it's well deserved, unquestionably. Readying ourselves for the presentations down here in front. We might be able to try and bring you some of that audio. See if we can bring you some of the audio there. Tuggeranong players starting to gather in the presentation area. They are the Griffin Legal John I. Dent Cup champions. Hearing shortly from Brumbies Rugby President Bob Brown. Ben Johnson just addressing the crowd here at Viking Park as Royals captain. Johnson thanking his team, his coaching staff, Wayne Southwell and his assistants. They've had a wonderful year. They finished the season as the Bob Hitchcock Territory Shield holders for 2018. Just couldn't quite get it done in the end on grand final day. And Callum Smith player of the grand final has been named. It's Noel Alessio, Tuggeranong fly half. And stacked with all sorts of prizes. Callum Smith just addressing the crowd down in front of us. Callum Smith thanking Tuggeranong faithful, getting them over the line with his words, which is great to see. Just repeating, Noah Lalesio is the player of the grand final, a Tuggeranong fly half. He's been absolutely magnificent. James Morris, our referee, just getting his memento. Sarah Corrigan and Brody Ingram, I beg your pardon, the assistant referees. Callum Smith, the Tuggeranong captain. Just introducing the players out one by one. This is Sione Towler, the prop. Had a wonderful game up front. Liam McGrath next in line. Hooker Michael Henry. Darcy Swain had an enormous game. Luke Gerzakowski, Jordan Jackson Hope there. Ryan Lonigan was fantastic as well. They were all wonderful, to be fair to Tuggeranong. JP Minart, the player of the final there. Noel Alessio, Ben Hine, Brendan Tawiki. Andrew Robinson got a double. Then Icky Tau and young Lachlan Lonigan, the replacement hooker. Ernest Silvai as well. Joey Voda played an important role in the 60 minutes. And Callum Smith has got his hands on the John I. Dent Cup, the Griffin Legal John I. Dent Cup for 2018. And he holds it up with his Tuggeranong Vikings teammates. Wonderful scenes down in front of us here at Viking Park. The corks are popping. The champagne is flowing. Tuggeranong celebrations kick off in earnest here at Viking Park. We are Vikings, we are proud. Their victory song ends, and they are very proud of their achievements today. Tuggeranong, the 2018 Griffin Legal John I. Dent Cup premiers. A wonderful display. 5 tries to 2 in the end. They've beaten Royals 29 points to 17. And we will be crossing down to Ryan Murphy on ground level to get a word with the player of the grand final, Noel Alessio. Coming to Ryan in just a second. Plenty of hooping and hollering. The Hahn Super Dry is flowing well at ground level. And Ryan Murphy is there with the player of the final, Noel Alessio.
So we're joined here on touchline. Noel Alessio, grand final man of the match. Mate, how does it feel? Champions.
Unreal feeling, eh? Like, this is my first season at this club, and what a prestigious club it is. Welcome me with full open arms, and to get a it's undescribable. To get a win like that in the grand final, just no words can explain this feeling.
And I suppose 2 weeks ago you were playing second grade here, and Isaac goes down, and you're in, and you're having to play such a pivotal position. Did you feel that pressure at the start of the game?
Oh, most definitely. But Scriv and Zaki, they back me as much as they can. So, it's just good to have that support from those guys especially.
And look, there's a bright future ahead, but when you look back, this will be one of the big moments, I'd say. where do you think this might stack up? Winning a John O'Dent man of the match. Dreams come true. Dreams are made of.
Yeah, well, all I can do now is just work from here. I can't really get too complacent. Just keep striving, and who knows where it takes me.
Noel Alessio, Griffin Legal, John O'Dent Cup, grand final, man of the match. Well done, mate.
Noel Alessio, the grand final player of the match now, thanks to Ryan Murphy down there on ground level. So Tuggeranong 29 have beaten Royals 17 in the Hahn Superdry Grand Final. They are the Griffin Legal John O'Dent Cup champions for 2018. There is... The celebrations continue. There is still plenty of rugby to come here at Viking Park in 2018. We might get a word with Ben Johnson at ground level. So plenty of rugby to come here at Viking Park still in 2018, with the Canberra Vikings kicking off their National Rugby Championship campaign on Saturday the 1st of September. There'll be a replay of the 2017 decider against Queensland Country from 5 p.m. and free entry. So if you love your rugby, you want to get part of the NRC campaign this year. Saturday, September 1, the Vikings taking on Queensland Country in their first game. Free entry here at Viking Park with a 5 o'clock kickoff. And that will be one not to miss. Nor will the first Bledisloe Cup test of 2018 tonight between the Wallabies and the All Blacks at Olympic Park from 7:45. But that is a wrap for us here at Viking Park. Just before we go, some personal thanks from me. It's been a wonderful year, and it's been an absolute pleasure to bring you the Hahn Superdry Match of the Round every week. Well, thanks to Matt Vowles from Brumbies Rugby, to Brendan McCormick from Bar TV, as well as Kieran Deck for deputising there for a few games mid-season. My thanks as well to the co-commentators throughout the year, who we definitely couldn't have done it without you. Matt Breen from East, Wes Macon and Jamie Cotts from Gungahlin, Luke Fisher, who was fantastic from Royals for 5 or 6 games, Tuggeranong President Brendan Allardyce, who will be very, very happy today, Max Bode from Uni North, and my co-commentator throughout the final series, Ryan Murphy. He's been wonderful. But that is a wrap for us here at Erindale. Thanks for your company throughout 2018 on Bar TV Sports. For Ryan Murphy and the team, I'm Brett McKay. Enjoy your rugby and go the Wallabies tonight.